Well, we're both desperate for wins, without a doubt. I don't think that we've been out of a lot of these games this year. I mean, it's very competitive. It seems all the close ones we're losing, what I hear. A lot's going on with Pittsburgh the same way.
Houston's in the same boat we are. They're fighting and they're scratching. They want to do really well, but we have to just put them down right at the beginning of the game, and hopefully we can do that and make them realize they're going to lose again.
It's the igloo in winter, but it's the hive in summer, and the Pittsburgh Stingers hope it's buzzing tonight. Welcome to the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. The Continental Indoor Soccer League presents the Pittsburgh Stingers and the Houston Hotshots. Hello, everybody, and welcome indoors for a must game for both these teams, the Stingers and Hotshots, both of whom have been mired toward the bottom of their respective divisions. Here's how it shakes out for the Stingers, who won their third straight home game last night against Mexico here in this building. But they also had 2 road losses last weekend. They're not in last, but they are in 4th in the Eastern Division. In the South, Houston has had a dreadful time as well. Each of these teams with only 4 wins, the Hotshots with 11 losses. Dave Casper, 2 teams that are in must-win situations. That's the easy thing to say. But at this point, I'm sure patience of both these coaches has been sorely tried.
It's a very important time right now for both teams to start thinking about the playoffs. This year, the format is the top 2 teams in each division will make the playoffs, as well as 2 wild-card teams. So both teams need to find their rhythm right now and make the transition from a losing team to a winning team.
And the numbers have not looked very good for these 2 teams statistically through the first schedule of games. And in fact, as you see on the screen, not a lot of goals have gone in for these clubs.
That's right. Both teams are playing pretty well defensively. Pittsburgh Stingers are #1 in terms of goals against average, but they can't find the back of the net. And I think that's a genuine concern for both teams this evening.
Trevor Dawkins, the head coach of the Houston Hotshots, a longtime Division I midfielder in England and South Africa, says this is not the kind of soccer he likes to play, but he's got to get the defenders in and clear it away. They've made some dreadful mistakes defensively, and as Dave mentioned, the Stingers have had a terrible time putting the ball in the net. But the Stingers' Polish connection finally clicked last night. We'll talk about that more, and we'll come back for the kickoff in a must-win game for 2 important teams in the CISL. Tonight, it's the Houston Hotshots and the Pittsburgh Stingers. You'll see it next. Stay with us.
They're off! Fast out of the gate on the inside, it's Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated. Clean, comfortable, affordable airport transportation. On the outside, it appears Taxi Cab is having trouble getting started. Look at Pittsburgh Limousine go! Pittsburgh Limousine, the true thoroughbred in airport transportation. This one is no contest, folks. Once again, for the same price, Pittsburgh Limousine wins hands down. Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated, the one clear choice in airport transportation.
For the best summer sports action in Pittsburgh, it's Pittsburgh Stingers Indoor Soccer. The Stingers return to the Civic Arena August 18th and 20th for a big doubleheader weekend. On Friday, it's Kick Sports Bottle Night for the first 1,000 kids as the Stingers butcher the Washington Warthogs. On Sunday, there's more Grizzly action as the Stingers take on San Jose. The first 2,000 kids receive a Stingers sticker from Supercuts. For ticket information, call 323-1919. See you at the Hive.
For the very best that Pittsburgh has to offer, Jake's Above the Square, 338-0900.
On Channel 11 News at 6, we talk a lot about neighborhood news. I want to know what's going on close to home. That's where we live. On Channel 11 News at 6, you'll find a neighborhood story around every corner.
Local kids doing good things for the neighborhood and their community.
It's warm, it's from the heart. Looking for neighborhood news coverage you can count on?
Pittsburgh is my community.
I care what's going on right here in my city. Look to Channel 11 News at 6 for more news from more neighborhoods, more often.
Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Stingers and the Houston Hotshots with Dave Casper, Doug McLeod. Delighted to have you with us tonight. A night on which these teams hope to notch it in the win column. Pittsburgh came back with an important win last night. A win over the Mexico Toros, the #2 team in the Southern Division. These two goalkeepers are going to have to keep it out because neither of these teams has been able to put the ball in the net.
In goal for the Houston Hotshots this evening, we have Terry Waldorf showing a 4-11 record with a 7.37 goals against average this season.
The Stingers goalkeeper, P.J. Johns, has been named the starting goalkeeper for the Eastern Division in the upcoming CISL All-Star game. The first All-Star game for the league will be played in Portland on Tuesday night. He has the best goals against in the league at 5.07. He made 15 saves last night and has won 3 of his last 5 games. The Stingers defeated the Mexico Toros 6-5 in this building last night. Houston lost to Dallas 5-3. And through heck and high water, P.J. Johns has kept the Stingers competitive in every game.
I think if there's one player for the Pittsburgh Stingers this season who has really held things together for the team, that would be P.J. Johns. P.J. is a veteran goalkeeper, and I think he's added that experience and rallied the team defensively. And I think if it were not for a player like his caliber, they would be in a lot graver trouble than they are right now.
The arbiters of tonight's tilt, Kelly Mock, John Woodruff, Keith Renner. Kelly Mock, the senior referee tonight in the second game of back-to-back series for the Stingers and the Houston Hotshots. You see turning around, chatting there, number 71 in the black uniform. That is Kia, the other member of the Stingers, named to the All-Star team. And he is a considerable question mark. He has been hampered by ankle problems for years. He has seen only spot duty for some time. He's played only 6 games. That left ankle is a mess to look at. It's got, well, basically a cast on it to play in. But last night, Dave, against Mexico City, he played his first, not quite full game, but pretty much, comparatively so. And it was his first game receiving the balls distributed by the Stingers' recently acquired veteran midfielder Billy Ronson, and he liked the hookup that he made. His competitiveness and putting the ball in play and getting chances is crucial to Pittsburgh's attack. Underway with the Stingers and the Houston Hotshots from Pittsburgh. Here's Chico Moreira for Houston. On the perimeter wall, Van Dovich, who is probably their best player, driving at the line. Offers to Finidori. The shot is wide. The overhead by Billy Ronson to clear to midfield. The attempt at the header by Whitman. There was contact out there and a foul on Chico Moreira of Houston. First foul of the game. Here's the ball played up by Johnston, who had a shorthanded goal last night for the Stingers. Bobby Johnston got the Stingers' second shorthanded goal of the season. It was his first goal. Ronson into the corner. The chest trap now by Fryer as he lays it to the side, but it's pulled away by Houston's Ziad Allen. Moreira, the block leader for Houston last year. There's the long through ball. Duros closely marking. At midfield. They turn it 3. Beto. And we'll have a foul and a heavy collision coming through.
Look, I think this game has makings for a very attacking-oriented game because both teams feel the other teams cannot score a lot of goals, so they're going to attack. They're going to go forward and test each other's defense here. Here we have a little foul in the attacking third. Basically, Beto was trying to play a ball through, and the Pittsburgh Stingers defender played and fouled him from behind.
Now the drive onto P.J. Johns. And it's turned back to 0-0. That is Terry Waldorf, a recent law school graduate. Got his Doctor of Jurisprudence degree not too long ago, Buffalo Law School. Now the ball to midfield from P.J. Johns. No score in the early going in Pittsburgh. With Dave Casper, Doug McLeod, Frankie Jaros is there. Arno. 2/3 of Pittsburgh's Polish connection is out. Mariusz Modraki has a possible broken throw. A drive is in Arno. Now the nice leg trap to keep it alive from Chris Kelly, who had a fine game last night. Jaros header. Kelly fires on the volley. Almost got his own second chance, but it's drilled away and out to midfield. High bounder headed by David Moxon of Pittsburgh. The Stingers block leader, and it's out. 12:43 to go in the first quarter. A 0-0 game at the Civic Arena.
one key change for the Stingers is adding Chris Kelly from defense up to the attack. I think they felt they needed a player in there fighting to win balls, and a combination with Arnott should make a strong ploy for a lot of goals this evening.
Now Houston on the attack, the ball blocked. High on the perimeter boards. Gary Young, collision, and down goes Chris Kelly. And the foul turns the ball back to Pittsburgh. And the Stingers will play it through. Jason Davis had 2 goals against Mexico City last night. He is dogged down there by Harley. The outlet kept alive but escapes through midfield. Here comes Tim Whitman. But he was bushwhacked as he turned. And that goes for naught as the ball sails up to the Houston bench. There you see Trevor Dawkins playing First Division soccer the better part of 2 decades in England and in South Africa. A veteran midfielder who is, like Paul Child in Pittsburgh, trying to corral the energies of his club and get them all focused and playing the same game. Fancy footwork by new daddy Tim Whitman. Here's Pryor. Colliding in the corner. Pryor offers to midfield. Bobby Johnston there. Whitman racing, but it's worked away by Beto to midfield. Houston comes back. Damon Harley, former member of the Australian national team. Number 3 is Gary Young. He fires wide. Out comes Johns, and he'll corral the ball in the second effort and bowl it away to Kenny Pryor. Pryor is marked by 2 men. The tackle by Allen knocked it away. Is the out Allen number 9. Olivier Finadori. Now here is Bandovich. 11-11 to go in a 0-0 first quarter in Pittsburgh. Olivier Finadori, number 14 for the Houston Hotshots, headed to the lip of the yard. Now the trap. Namuz is there. Arash Namuz, number 20. To the side of the box, no. The leg missed by Ziad Allen. And it's shot clear by Bobby Johnston of Pittsburgh. Each team with 1 shot, neither team with a goal. Terry Waldorf for the Hotshots to play away to midfield. A high cross to Olivier Finadori. Now the through ball. Here's Namuz. Whacked at as he came deep. Ball loose. Namuz off the glass. Over the head of Bandovich. And the foul turns it back to Pittsburgh.
We're seeing here both teams able to maintain ball possession, do a nice job of stringing 3 and 4 passes together. And I think what they're missing is a final pass in the attacking third. Both teams are trying to feel each other out right now in the game. And this game is waiting for each team, whatever team might be, to take the game over.
Houston's ball in with 10:18 to go in the first quarter. Long, but headed out of the Pittsburgh half by Bobby Johnston. Now gunned out to midfield. Kelly launches a high one off the bounce. Arno, but it sails over the top of the glass and out of play. And we will continue to see how these feeling out process will move along. The second game of back-to-back series for both teams. The travel can be very, very tough. Mexico played here last night and had a 2 o'clock game today in Detroit. Tough enough when you play 2 road games in 2 nights, but when you play the day game following a night game on the road, wow. Christoph Arno into the area. Jammed off the boards. Jason Davis. Now Arno, number 21. Foul. Davis down in the corner. Official timeout as Jason Davis is going to be looked at. They're going to call an official timeout and signal to the Pittsburgh bench for the trainer here with 9:41 to go in a 0-0 first quarter. And another important Stinger player comes up limping. Jason Davis, who scored 2 goals against Mexico last night. We'll take a break. It's a 0-0 game in Pittsburgh. CISL action continues when we return in just a moment.
If the unknown about the new Pittsburgh International Airport is causing you anxiety regarding your next trip, relax. Let Carriage Limousine Services make your travel to and from the new airport carefree and efficient. For only a few dollars more than a cab ride, you can enjoy the comfort of a town car or the luxury of a stretch limousine. Carriage Limousine Services provide professional and courteous transportation. So the next time you plan to travel anywhere, call Carriage Limousine.
Will he be the same fighter? Will he still strike fear into the hearts of his opponents? Will he be the Mike Tyson Tyson versus McNeely, Saturday, August 19th, live on pay-per-view.
0-0 game with 9:41 to go in the first quarter. Here's the action that developed down in the corner to the left of Terry Waldorf, and the collision that injured Jason Davis, number 4 of the Stingers. A leg went in there, and that was that. He went off limping and is walking it off now on the Stingers bench. Meanwhile, the ball played out of the arc. Turned back in by Jaros and out to midfield. Now the break for Houston. Ziad Allen, number 9. Number 10, Bandovich was open. Allen puts the brakes on, however, and did not lay the ball across. Now here's Allen. Ziad Allen, their scoring leader with 32. 15 goals and 17 assists on the year. Nebo Bandovich, number 10, has 27 points in the year. He's their goal leader with 20. This is the Rush Lamour. But pulled away by the Stingers. And the ball comes to midfield. Frankie Jaros. Kelly breaks free. Fires wide of the mark. Kelly again. Laid it right in front. Jaros, but he was screened on the shot and could not get anything on. Chico Moreira, number 2, marking closely. Robbed the shot. And there never was one. Down on to Terry Waldorf.
Some great action there by Chris Kelly. Chris had the winning goal last night. It was a 4-4 tie, and he scored the winning goal. Actually, a 5-5 tie. He scored the winning goal 2 minutes ago. He's a very much of a competitor, player out of Penn State, and I think he's a player that Stingers need scrapping in there to get goals.
Yeah, he had an excellent game last night. Now at midfield, here's Gary Young. Young, number 3, breaking through, fires. The rebound off the tip of the toe of Beto, and the Stingers clear it away. Gary Young is a potent player. He has played already for 2 CISL champions. Now the ball to the left of the arc with 8 minutes to go and a 0-0 first. Marked by Kia, the ball comes to Gary Young. Quality chances, quality chances, quality chances. 3 most important things these 2 teams are looking for now, and not finding them in the early going. Waldorf launches it deep. There's Tim Whitman. Shoveled ahead by Ronson through midfield, but Beto will turn it back. Number 44 for the Houston Hotshots. Tackle knocked it away by Kia. Here's Kenny Pryor now for Pittsburgh. Long ball over the head of Kia, and Waldorf will be there. Now Beto. Back to his keeper, Terry Waldorf. He waits for a change.
This evening we have 2 contrasting styles. The Houston Hotshots like to build it up with a lot of passes in the back, maintain ball possession, whereas the Pittsburgh Stingers like to make 2 quick passes out of the back and look to dump the ball into the corners and try to get something off of that. So it'll be interesting here to see which team is able to penetrate the other team's defense.
Trevor Dawkins was very concerned. He was telling me before the game about getting the ball cleared away by his defenders. Prone to mistakes in the defensive half, and the foul here as Kelly collides with Horatio Leone. Otto Leone, as he is nicknamed, an explosive, speedy player.
And that time we saw the aggressiveness of Chris Kelly. He fights and scraps for every ball, and that time he got called for the slide tackle.
At midfield, here's Ziad Allen. And the foul turns it back for Houston. 6:39 to go, 0-0 first. Not a lot happening right now. Nature of this game is such that it could explode any time. Eamon Harley. Leg trap through midfield. Maradona launches. High spinner over the glass and out. Fans, the Pittsburgh Stingers return to action at the Civic Arena next weekend, Friday, August 18th, Saturday, and Sunday, rather, August 20th. There are the numbers right there. Family sport. That's the Continental Indoor Soccer League. They get some great kids. Last night, one of the classic efforts to return a ball played out A young man who must have been about 7 was not tall enough, his arms were not long enough to throw the ball back in over the glass. So after 2 unsuccessful efforts, he gives it to his sister, who's about 5. She can barely hold the ball. Finally, an arena usher had to put it in. Oh, say those cute kids. There's nothing wrong with your television set. And there's nothing particularly wrong with those young people. No, sir? No, ma'am? They're having a great time with a balloon headgear.
The Pittsburgh Stingers made an interesting acquisition this week. They found out where Adam Topolsky was, a former Pittsburgh Spirit player. And Adam, right there in the blue coat, used to play here for the Pittsburgh team. He actually coached Madraki, Frankie Juras, and Krzysztof Arnott in Poland. And he was brought over here to kind of interpret and make the players better understand the game. And last night, Krzysztof Arnott scored
instant difference.
2 goals in a matter of 10-15 minutes, whereas he's been struggling a little bit. It is a different game. It's not like the outdoor game. You really have to make the adjustment from outdoor to indoor. And I think those players need a player like Adam to kind of stand there on the bench and help them decipher some information.
Plus, as we've discussed, in the most verbal of all sports, when you can't understand what the goalie's yelling at you, you really can't understand what anybody else. Pryor is laughing because out of your picture, the ball was cleared and smacked him right in the forehead. He's laughing. He's awake, too. What a spark plug of an offensive player he is. Man, oh, man. Now the Stingers come back through midfield. David Moxham. He has blossomed here lately. Laid back high. Moxham lays the ball into the yard. Close marking. Hands very much in evidence. Krzysztof Arnott plays it out to midfield. You hear all pronunciations, and everybody I know in Pittsburgh who's Polish has given me different pronunciations. You just do the best you can. I'm Scottish. What do I know? There's a foul as Arnott. There's a collision down there with Olivier Finadori. Krzysztof Arnott, big 2-goal performance last night. One of them a power play goal. He had not dressed in 3 of the previous 4 games. With Adam Topolsky now as an assistant coach, all 3 of the Stingers' Polish First Division players played a lot last night. Here comes Krzysztof Arnott, booming a drive. Right in by Kelly, and a diving stop by Terry Waldorf. Almost off the chest of Kelly and into the back of the net. Now Whitman comes flying up from the back. Plays it through to Kelly. Here come the Stingers. A drive off the wall by Pryor. At midfield. Headed back by Vandovic. Now here's Kenny Pryor. Marked by Beto. Slams it once right out of the leg of Vandovic. And back out come the Houston Hotshots. Vandovic to the left corner boards, marked by Whitman, who caught it off the side of the face. At midfield now, Ronson. Chopped away. This is a speedier game at midfield than the Stingers have seen the last couple games. Now they respond, and out comes Pryor again. Kenny Pryor dribbling through midfield, lays it for Kia left corner. They'll throw it high. Here's Johnston. Now Ronson, who distributes the ball so well. Whitman right at the red line, and he'll hold on a moment. 4:24 to go in a 0-0 first quarter in Pittsburgh. The drive slams off the glass by Johnston. Kia went flying through for the header, but it sailed well clear. And back to the Pittsburgh half. And up and out now. With 4:10 to go in the first quarter, there's a break in the action at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. The score, the Houston Hotshots nothing and the Pittsburgh Stingers nothing. Back with more CISL action from Pittsburgh in just a moment.
If the unknown about the new Pittsburgh International Airport is causing you anxiety regarding your next trip, relax. Let Carriage Limousine Services make your travel to and from the new airport carefree and efficient. For only a few dollars more than a cab ride, you can enjoy the comfort of a town car or the luxury of a stretch limousine. Carriage Limousine Services provide professional and courteous transportation. So the next time you plan to travel anywhere, call Carriage Limousine.
Will he be the same fighter? Will he still strike fear into the hearts of his opponents? Will he be the Mike Tyson of old? Will he be better? The return of Mike Tyson. Tyson versus McNeely, Saturday, August 19th, live on pay-per-view.
Hotshots fans, good seats are still available, so why not guarantee yourself the same great seat for the rest of the season? We can get you in for the season, just yourself or your friends, or how about bringing a group out to watch the excitement of CISL soccer groups as small as 20 people. Information either way, call the hotline, HOT 5100, HOT 5100. Catch the action in the CISL.
Doug, as coaches, we go as a coach now, I'm making that transition from player to coach, but as a coach, you always tell your players that you cannot score goals if you don't shoot, and I think that's
one of those deep coaching secrets you guys get paid the big money for. I know that.
But you cannot score, especially in indoor soccer, because there's a lot of goals that carry them off defenders. There's a lot of players who take shots who really don't even mean to make a pass off the board, and someone's waiting there at the top of the box with a far post to finish it. So it's very important these players take shots.
Shot on goal is never a bad play, is it, in any sport? 0-0 here with 4:06 to go in the first quarter. Comments of Dave Casper, the head coach of the newly constituted Duquesne University soccer program, the Duquesne Dukes. Boys are coming in here in a few days. You're about ready to get going.
That's right. We're going to get started in about a week or so.
Exciting. Ball slammed to the line, but deflected back in. Here's Kia now for Pittsburgh. Spins to midfield, and there's Billy Ronson. Lost it. Beto rolls it in. Nothing there for Beto as he went down. Lip of the yard. The chop away by Kia, but kept alive by Damon Harley. And Houston turns up the screws here. Gary Young to lay it through, but away from the action. Out of your screen to the left, there was contact in the Stingers penalty area. Result of which is going to be that the kick is going to be awarded to Beto of Houston. Ronson, I think, is going to get the foul. Three-man wall for the Stingers. Beto tees it up. No score with 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Tapped away. The drive actually hit Ronson off the toe of Harley. Headed free by Ronson. They go to the wall, and there's a foul. And a little business between a couple of the players there, but Pittsburgh will get the ball. Billy Ronson, acquired about 3 weeks ago now, as a mid-season acquisition at midfield to control the tempo of the game and distribute the ball. He's been coaching in Baltimore. Well familiar to a number of members of the Stingers team and staff, and he's made a big difference. Kia played his first game with Ronson last night. He has been sidelined so much, and he told me before the game that he really likes the way Billy Ronson distributes the ball and feels that that will really play into his style. But Kia's hurt, no question about it. Here is Gary Young now for Houston. Kelly digging away on it. They scrum, if I may add a rugby expression. And in the collision, Gary Young goes down, and the fans hoot and holler about that.
Good point you made there about Billy Ronson is, as a defender, your job is not simply to defend. Your job is also to distribute the soccer ball once you win it and once you get it from the goalkeeper. And I think that's indicative of indoor soccer as well, the modern game of outdoor soccer, is that we need to see players attack out of the back. And Billy Ronson is a player quite capable of distributing and building the ball out of the back, as well as finding himself the attacking third, making those passes, and finding himself at the far post to score goals. So that's a very important quality of any defender in indoor soccer.
Now 2.5 to go in the first quarter of a 0-0 game. Headed in midfield by Alan Hahn of the Stingers, and up over the glass and out of play. Pittsburgh lost both games on its West Coast road trip last week, but had several players who were not there, and Kia is one of them. They lost a tight 5-4 decision in overtime at San Jose last Thursday, and then were run out 6-1 at San Diego on Friday. Last night they beat Mexico City, one of the 2 expansion teams in the league this year, 6-5 here. Houston lost to Lone Star State rival Dallas 5-3. Hotshots with the ball in midfield. Trinidore. Here now is Harley. Lays it to the arc. Leone could not go. But there's Damon Young, the Australian, to lay it through. Beto could not play. And here's Kelly. That hit Kia looked like in the back. He bent over to get out of the way and got whacked with the ball. Paul Child, a veteran of this game, as a player and as a coach as well. Sees, if not the wind of change, at least the breeze of change floating through the dressing room a little bit here recently. Hoping that some mid-season acquisitions, some tinkering, some lineup changes will be the magic key that will open it up for this team. Not many teams get in the playoffs, top 2 in the divisions. Neither of these teams there at the moment. Pittsburgh attacks. Here's Kelly. Left wing cutting on Nato. Takes it high. Frankie Giroux. 1:09 to go first quarter. Laid down by Moxon. Arno there. Stingers look for the opening, but the drive hits Beto, and it comes back out to midfield. Now Giroux. Young turned it out. Giroux booms one, hit the crossbar. A metallurgy save for Waldorf. A high ball. The cross by Beto got it away. At midfield, dragged free by David Moxon. Now Frankie Giroux comes back for Pittsburgh, for Kia. Kia closely marked, as he always has been, by Gary Young, this time for Houston, who launches it free. Vandovic is there. Nebo Vandovic turns it back to midfield with 22 seconds left in the quarter, down 21, as the ball kisses the top of the glass and sails over out of play. Now turned back in by Houston, headed by Giroux. Off the bounce to midfield. Young returns from the header. Here is Young off the perimeter wall, and goodbye. And now we're down to the final 10 seconds of the first quarter.
This Hotshots team we're seeing here is a much improved team from last year. Last year they struggled. They were up and down. They maybe won a game and then didn't win a game for 3 or 4 games. But they're able to string 4 or 5 passes together. We're seeing a much improved team from last year.
Diego Lopez Maradona, the player number 28 you saw. Wears Lopez on his sweater. That's his middle name. The nephew of one of the greatest players in the history of the game, Diego Maradona. We'll talk more about him as the match goes along. For our fans in Pittsburgh who are maybe not familiar with this particular Maradona, that is the end of the first quarter in the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Nothing on the board right now after the first canto goes in the book. The score, the Houston Hotshots nothing, and the Pittsburgh Stingers nothing. It's action in the Continental Soccer League, and we'll be back with more from the Civic Arena in just a moment.
It's an amazing feat. And of course, it's Price Pfister who engineered it. A never-before fusion of style, technology, and price. Featuring a fantastic lifetime valve that makes fail-proof faucets both possible and affordable. So fail-proof, they'll work flawlessly forever. Fail-proof, affordable, forever yours, Price Pfister. The fabulous faucet with the funny name.
Hey, soccer fans, now you can wear what the Stingers wear. Prime Sports, the official retailer of the Pittsburgh Stingers, introduces all new authentic T-shirts, hats, and jerseys. Prime offers the same genuine apparel worn by the Stingers and licensed by the CISL. You won't find these genuine articles anywhere but Prime Sports. Shop where the Stingers shop, that's Prime Sports. To order official Stingers merchandise, visit a Prime Sports stop near you, or write to Prime Sports Merchandising, or call 1-800-804-PRIME.
Airport transportation just became a whole lot easier. Pittsburgh Limousine provides clean and comfortable airport transportation for about the same price as a cab. And we offer our complete line of transportation, including Lincoln Town Cars, passenger vans, mini buses, stretch, super stretch, and ultra stretch limousines. Call Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated for all your transportation needs. Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated, the one clear choice in transportation.
For the best summer sports action in Pittsburgh, it's Pittsburgh Stingers Indoor Soccer. The Stingers return to the Civic Arena August 18th and 20th for a big doubleheader weekend. On Friday, it's Kick Sports Bottle Night for the first 1,000 kids as the Stingers butcher the Washington Warthogs. On Sunday, there's more Grizzly action as the Stingers take on San Jose. The first 2,000 kids receive a Stingers sticker from Supercuts. For ticket information, call 323-1919. See you at the Hive.
Certainly the Stingers are not without quality shots this evening. Christoph Arnott taking a bomb here early in the first quarter, and just barely missing. Chris Kelly was there at the far post, but the ball was shot with such velocity, he was not able to get a quality touch on it. The ball was actually going in, but did not have enough strength on it, and that's a quality that the Polish player has brought to this team. Said that he has bent a crossbar in his native Poland, the 5th division, Goals like that happen indoor soccer. You need a combination of a touch and a bomb, and he certainly has the bomb.
Oh, man. This broadcast is intended for the private use of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or any other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Continental Indoor Soccer League is strictly prohibited. With Dave Casper, Doug McLeod from the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Delighted to have you here as we get set for the start of the second quarter. It is the Pittsburgh Stingers nothing and the Houston Hotshots nothing. They change ends and we're set to go with a game that both teams would very much like to put in the win column. 8 wins between these two teams coming into tonight's game, each with 4. The Stingers have played fewer games than many teams. The Hotshots are one of them. The Stingers have played 12 games. They're 4-8. Hotshots have played 15. They are 4-11. Kenny Pryor at midfield for the Pittsburgh Stingers, number 18. Pounds it in for Whitman, but it was sniffed out and headed away by Harley. This drive high, Ronson will not be able to get another return. Bobby Johnston, number 12 for Pittsburgh, back to the all-star keeper, P.J. Johns. Johns will start for the East in the CISL All-Star game, the first CISL All-Star game in Portland on Tuesday night. The foul turns the ball back to Pittsburgh, and here is new daddy Tim Whitman. Did not play last night. Flew back to his home in Baltimore, and he and his wife, the proud parents of a son born yesterday. I understand he wanted to call him Tiger. I don't know how it came down. It would be one of the more entertaining birth certificates filed in Baltimore, I'll guarantee you that. What we've seen of Tim Whitman, he'll probably be one of the more entertaining kids. Here is P.J. Johns to play it up from the back now for Pittsburgh. Second quarter just underway. Stingers with 3 shots, Houston with 2. Long ball. Now Pryor plays it back. Billy Ronson will flatten it out and offer it over to Bobby Johnston. Kia. Here comes Johnston trailing and shooting off the defender Harley. They pile it up. Waldorf, the keeper, is down there for Houston, and under him is the ball. Now the Hotshots will play it up from the back. Of a 0-0 game. Low-scoring games, nothing new to either of these teams. Pittsburgh comes in the weekend, the lowest scoring team on goals per game average in the CISL. And as you saw at the top of our telecast, they haven't been going in batches of 10s for Houston either. Now the Hotshots bring it back, and here's Gary Young. Ronson watching. Turned back out by the Stingers. Collision. Juan Carlos Sanchez had it turned away to Ziad Allen. The 2 numbers 9 duel. Sanchez and Allen, and here's Juan Carlos Sanchez for Pittsburgh. Marked by 2 players, and Ziad Allen will turn it back. Allen with 32 points this year. Had a good start for Houston last year. Here's a drive and a goal by Finadori. Olivier Finadori scores his 6th. A native of several Houston area teams, and he solves P.J. Johns to the far post. Olivier Finadori breaks the 0-0 deadlock, and the Houston Hotshots lead 1-0.
Great finish there by Finadori. I think he caught P.J. Johns wrong-footed. Finadori taking the ball down after receiving the pass. Really looked like he was going to dribble there and maybe take an additional touch before he shot. And this is what we call a quick release. He just played the ball to the inside of his foot. Anytime you shoot low to the far post, it's trouble for a goalkeeper. And P.J. Johns his weight was on his left foot and was unable to reach down and make that save. And that's a great finish by Finadori.
Really was on a ball from Ziad Allen. Olivier Finadori's 6th goal of the season from Ziad Allen at 2:39 of the second quarter. And the Houston Hotshots lead the game 1-0. Whitman has it knocked away. Ball back to midfield, and Houston returns to the attack again. Here's Beto. Beto dos Santos, but like a lot of players, he just uses the one name. Bandovich lays it through, but Whitman sniffed that one out. Back come the Pittsburgh Stingers. Juan Carlos Sanchez in a crowd. Chest trap by Prex. Ball bounds to midfield. Snipped away by Houston, and breaking fast now comes Arash Nomuz. Nomuz, number 20, marked by Sanchez. Played it back, And the Hotshots will open it up. Here's Moreira. Chico Moreira, long ball through. High leg trapped by Bandovich. He's marked by Whitman, who was all over it. Bandovich retreats to midfield, and Moreira will launch one deep. On a leaping grab by P.J. Johns, turns it back out for Pittsburgh. Tim Whitman at midfield for the Stingers. Back for Johns, who picked up his second assist last night on the Stingers' first goal of the game. Eric Prex, 3 goals in his last 4 games. Lip of the yard, turned back out by Ziad Allen. Houston tries to break the long one. Horatio Leone. But out comes P.J. Johns to knock that one free and bomb it back into the Houston end. Arash Nomuz. Now Moreira. Each team with 3 shots on goal. The only goal of the match goes to Houston's Olivier Finidori at 2:39 of this second quarter. Maradona put it back through. High ball ripped back out by Whitman. Chest trap by Kenny Pryor in midfield. Whitman is breaking. Pryor is there. Bushwhacked by Leone. Keeps the ball. Lays it in. Whitman shoots one. Saved by Waldorf. That's the best finish the Stingers have had in the game to this point.
Great ball there by Kenny Pryor. Timmy Whitman made the run. He didn't get the early ball, but Kenny Pryor made a great indoor soccer pass, playing the ball off the board directly into Whitman's stride. I don't know if he expected it or not, but great chance there for the Stingers.
A veteran bunch on for the Stingers now, with Ronson, Pryor, Kia, now turning free. Ball punched ahead by Moxham. Now Giroux. Here's Pryor. He'll chase the ball himself and play it back to Moxham in the midfield circle. Billy Ronson is there. Kia turning. Robbed at the line. Giroux lays it away to Moxham. In for Kia. One touch free to Pryor. 9:19 to go in the first half. 1-0 Houston right now. Frankie Giroux lays the ball away to Johnston. Now here comes Kia, number 71. Bangs it through for Johnston. Cut off at the pass by Gary Young. They grind along the corner. Clear. Giroux keeps it alive for Pittsburgh. Here's Kenny Pryor. Masterful ball handling. Out for Giroux. Now Pittsburgh turning it off. Johnston launches the ball. Kia there turns. It's smacked off the perimeter wall and is played to midfield. Now racing back comes Horatio Leone. Otto Leone. With the ball crossed in and brought down by P.J. Johns. At midfield, here's Pryor. Now the Pittsburgh Stingers come back. Pryor closely marked by Harley. Plays it away to Timmy Whitman. And off to Johnston. Stingers change. Johnston launches it deep. Here's Juan Carlos Sanchez, number 9 for Pittsburgh. Sanchez, Nomuz on him closely, draws the foul. With 8:10 to go in the first half. The foul will stop play. It is 1-0 Houston. Whitman directing traffic. Arno blasts one off the glass. Now Johnston plays it back in. Eric Prex in the corner. He's got Damon Harley on him. And goodbye. That sails up into section C32 and out with exactly 8 minutes to go in the first half. There's a break in the action in Pittsburgh. And thanks to Olivier Finidori's 6th, the Houston Hotshots lead the Stingers 1-0.
Hey, Penguin fan, it's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. This is Mike Lang, voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Break away to Prime Sports Stop, the official retailer of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and check their great saves. They have the largest selection of Penguins, Pirates, and Steelers officially licensed merchandise from the top sports apparel manufacturers, including Starter, Apex, Pro Player, Champion, CCM, and many, many more. Prime Sports Stop also carries an exclusive line of Pittsburgh Penguin team apparel by Gear for Sports. Shop one of their convenient locations.
South Hills Village Mall, Parkway Center Mall, Beaver Valley Mall, the Isoplex in South Point, Morgantown Mall, Union Trust Building downtown, and Forbes Avenue in Oakland.
Or order by phone at 1-800-804-PRIME. That number again, 1-800-804-PRIME. Remember, sports fans, if you want to score great hometown products with prices that won't leave you in the penalty box, hurry to Prime Sports Stop. They're your Pittsburgh sports specialist.
Hey, looking for a great entertainment value the whole family will enjoy? How about Pittsburgh Stingers Soccer? Good seats available for all remaining home games. There's the number that'll get you in the door. 642-1828. 412-642-1828. We'll see you at the Hive, the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. A look to the scoreboard by Paul Child confirms that it is 1-0 Houston with 8 minutes to go in the first half. Olivier Finidori from Ziad Allen at 2:39 of the second quarter. The lone goal in this game. Do you see any flow to this match yet?
I think we're seeing a style indicative of the Hotshots. They fall back, they play low pressure defense in their own end. They play great tenacious defense, so they double team the ball. Then they look to quickly counterattack, and that was a counterattack goal. The Stingers are doing a good job maintaining ball possession, but they're missing that extra final pass or that player who's going to take a player on 1-against-1 and do something tricky. So maybe we'll see that here in the end of the second quarter.
Without anything resembling an explosive offense, Pittsburgh's style has been to hold the other team down and then score off mistakes and win low-scoring, tight-marking ball control games. It is 1-0 Houston right now. Prex lost it off the instep or the heel, and 0-0. Terry Waldorf, the goalkeeper of the Houston Hotshots, plays it back. Glad to have you with us on Prime Sports tonight with Dave Casper, Doug McLeod. There's a little snip that just missed by Vandovich. That's exactly the same point at which Finidori scored what is so far the only goal of the game. A good long ball. Sanchez off the wall, but no rebound to Christophe Arnaud as he was cut off on the way to the ball. Arnaud, number 21, was the go-to guy on that play on a good long ball from the back that Sanchez laid through. Now on Carlos Sanchez. There's Arnaud, number 21, part of the Polish connection. He shoots one, bangs it off the glass. Jaros tried to angle it in, but it hit Ziad Allen and ricocheted away to midfield.
Well, I'll tell you, Arnaud is really an improved player. In 2 or 3 games, he's made the change from a very average indoor player to a player who's really, really aggressive, taking shots and taking players on.
And all the difference in the world is the signing of Adam Topolsky, the former Stinger and the coach of the 3 Pittsburgh players at one time in Division I football in Poland. Really, none of them spoke the language well. A couple of them didn't speak it at all, really. Here's Arnaud, blasted away by P.J. Johns. Sanchez turning outside on Maradona. On Carlos Sanchez, Johnston punches it ahead. Christophe Arnaud takes it deep to the left side. Waiting. Ronson shoots and hits the post. Ronson got a leg on it, but it'll be cleared away by Houston. A high bounding ball headed back by P.J. Johns. Maradona, but he lost the ball at midfield. Played by Ronson for Tim Whitman. Now Pittsburgh on the attack with under 6 minutes to go in the first half, and Houston leading the game 1-0. Tim Whitman blasts it off the wall. Kia trying to turn, but on that left ankle he could not get away. Here's Kia now out of the corner, right up the perimeter wall. Kia dribbles, tried to put it in, lost. Whitman there for Pittsburgh, bangs it, but a slide by Ziad Allen turned it free to midfield. Here's Houston's Gary Young. Hotshots launch the ball to midfield. Off the perimeter wall. Vandovich, number 10, ever dangerous. Out of the corner, marked by Johnston, marked by Ronson, tackled by Ronson, down goes Vandovich, and that'll turn the ball back the other way.
Talk about an unlucky bounce here. It was a 2-against-none, little miscommunications among the Stingers defenders, and it was actually a 2-against-none with no defenders there, but the ball bounced over Vandovich's head, and unlucky. Could have been 2-0.
Kia's long ball sails out, and Houston will put it in from the back. 5:15 to go in the half, and there is Kia. Had an assist last night. A hurt dude on that ankle. He has had that tendon injury actually operated on before about 5 years ago, but it looks like it may well have to be under the knife again after the season is over this year. I'll talk with Kia at halftime tonight, so stay with us. Well-spoken young man, veteran of the game. Long ball to the Pittsburgh end. Eric Prex will turn, but it's snapped down by Finidori with the game's lone goal thus far. Turned high off the glass to midfield and snapped free by Leone. Chico Barrera, number 2 for Houston. And that'll be chopped up by Frankie Jaros and out of play.
I think if the score remains the same, we're going to see the Hotshots standing on the ball and kind of lulling the Pittsburgh Stingers defense to sleep here and possibly getting a second goal by halftime. But they're a team that does that to you. They'll lull you to sleep, and all of a sudden, the ball's in the back of your net. So you really have to pay attention, concentrate on defense.
And sometimes dare you to cheat out high, too, and then try and burn you on a mistake. Pittsburgh's counterattack. Sanchez, Prex, booms a shot, and he scores. Eric Prex, lucky number 13, has 4 goals in his last 5 games, and he has caught fire for Pittsburgh here in the last 2 weeks. Eric Prex ties the game with 4:15 to go in the first half. It is 1-1 now.
This is really a textbook goal in indoor soccer, the 3-on-2. You make or break your games on 3-on-2, and Sanchez fighting off the defender here, taking the ball into the middle, drawing 2 defenders, playing a very quality pass to Eric Prex. And Eric Prex is a player who's really come on there.
He has.
He noticed that the goalkeeper was off the near post. Sometimes you really pay attention, you're going to find that opening in the near post. And Eric Prex is a very clever goal scorer. He looked up, and a tremendous placement to the near post. Excellent goal by Eric Prex.
And a good ball by Juan Carlos Sanchez, who did not even get in the game last night against Mexico City until the late going. Prex gets the equalizer, and with 4:15 to go in the first half, now it's Pittsburgh's 1 and Houston 1.
A whole range of things that can go wrong in golf. Slices, hooks, curves.
The club would hit the ground and it wouldn't even hit the ball.
I used to hit the ball with a horrendous slice.
I needed some help, and Golf Digest gave me the help that I needed.
Golf Digest and the 8 Ways to a Better Golf Game video will help you improve your golf game. If it doesn't, cancel the subscription and keep the video free.
Reading Golf Digest helped me get rid of my fade.
I can drive the ball greater distances.
Golf Digest took me from a 15 handicap to a 6 handicap.
Golfers everywhere have actually improved their game by reading Golf Digest and watching the video. They know a subscription to Golf Digest is a must for anyone who wants to be a better golfer.
It really helped me to understand the techniques and the skills of the game.
I think it has articles that will help everybody.
So call 800-228-2233. If your game doesn't improve, we'll send you the video and a year subscription for free. We guarantee it.
There is no way you cannot improve your golf game.
The only thing you lose out of this deal is a few strokes.
Coming into tonight's game, Houston is a game and a half behind the Arizona Sand Sharks in the CISL South. And guess what? The next Hotshot home game is coming up on Friday, August 25th at the Summit against the Arizona Sand Sharks at 7:35 p.m. Human bowling will be featured at halftime with a special secret guest. You won't want to miss that. Catch CISL action as soon as you can. Houston and Arizona coming up on the 25th at the Summit. With Dave Casper, Doug McLeod of the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Houston 1 and Pittsburgh 1. Houston's attack broken up off the drive by Damon Harley. Now here's trouble off the crossbar in front of P.J. Johns, but he will dodge the bullet and grab the ball.
And here we see the Hotshots are quite capable of creating chances, and I don't really understand why they're falling back with a 1-0 lead, especially in indoor soccer. They almost created a goal there. They're very dangerous in the attacking third.
Johns would like to have that first goal back again, just caught on the wrong foot. But now Eric Prex has tied it for Pittsburgh as Finidori got the opener for Houston, and we're in a 1-1 game. This is very typical for you fans down in Houston, very typical of a first half game for Pittsburgh. Very low scoring, not a lot of shots, maybe 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. You want to see 13 to 11 games, that's not going to happen right now. Here's a blast that sails high and out by Bobby Johnston. But Pittsburgh likes to play a ball control game. They know they aren't going to score a lot of goals, and I touched on this earlier. So they try to control the ball, use P.J. Johns back in the net until guys like Timmy Whitman there, a fire plug if ever there were one, create the chances up front and finish. Long ball to midfield, and here's Beto for Houston. Number 44. Ronson pestering him. Ball loose. Sanchez knocked it in. Ronson off the wall. Arno off the glass. At midfield, it comes out again. David Moxham, number 5 for Pittsburgh, is down, and I think they'll call Beto.
That was a bomb by Arno there, a side volley just missing the top of the crossbar, but maybe 6 inches, and he really ran onto it at full speed. That's a very difficult ball to hit.
Billy Ronson turns it back out. The foul was on Beto. Juan Carlos Sanchez, who was not in last night against Mexico until maybe the last, I'm guessing 5 or 6 minutes of the game. Moxa booms it in. Hit traffic, particularly Bandovich. Spins to midfield. And the Pittsburgh Stingers will turn it back. Frankie Giros, scoreless in his last 5 games. Plays it away. The Stingers come back. Here's Moxa. Marked as he comes by Harley. Offers it back to Giros with 2:23 to go in the half. 1-1 game. Sanchez wheels and deals. Blocked by Beto. And that sails up and out.
It's a very interesting combination the Stingers have in their front 3 players. They have Sanchez, Arno, and Prex, 3 players who I really like the chemistry of those 3. They move the ball, they create chances, they work for each other, and it's not like the Pittsburgh Stingers do not have players who can put the ball in the back of the net. I think it's been a problem of chemistry, finding the players that blend with each other.
Kia lays it in. Arno went to fire, and he got robbed by Beto. Now back down comes Houston in a 1-1 game late first half. Bandovich laid it through, but pushed wide by P.J. Johns. The ball comes to midfield. Stripped again, and the Hotshots come roaring right back in. Bandovich with a drive. That was Young, rather, with a drive. Up over the glass and out. Gary Young, number 3, really laid it on. He's former player for 2 CISL championship teams, Dallas and Las Vegas. Now toiling for Trevor Dawkins in the Houston Hotshots, and he laid it on. And you can see him call for a timeout late in the first half. 2 minutes, 1 second to go in the half. Timeout called by Houston. It's the Houston Hotshots 1 and the Pittsburgh Stingers 1. Kia will be my guest at halftime tonight, and we will discuss the most important situation involving him, his ankle. Trevor Dawkins, you heard a bit at the opening of our telecast, a veteran English First Division midfielder, has had to be patient with his team, but patience runs out. And he's trying to get everybody to play the same game and play consistently well.
Here we saw a great save by P.J. Johns. The Hotshots actually had a 3-on-1, which in indoor soccer you have to finish that here. Bandovich electing to make the pass, maybe a little behind Beto there. P.J. Johns is very quick off the line, making the save with his feet. Very heads-up play, and that's part of the reason why the Stingers have been kept in games.
Here's another look at the same play.
That pass was just an inch behind, and that's what I mean by the final pass, leading and directing a player, so he has time to shoot. And that was a little behind Beto. Couldn't really get his foot on the ball there.
2 minutes, 1 second to go in the half. It is a 1-1 game in Pittsburgh. The ball will be played in Pittsburgh's half by Beto. Beto, number 44. You listen to some of the palaver. There's the drive by Harley, deflected up. And the whistle was blown away from the play. There's a foul over there.
Perhaps a push in the box by no aggressive attacker from the Hotshots there.
All it could have been, and so the Stingers will bring the ball back. Whitman robbed there by Young. Boy, the Hotshots can indeed create quick turnarounds. Can they finish off those turnarounds? That's the question gnawing for Trevor Dawkins and his club. 1-1 now with 1:41 to go in the half. Here comes Houston, softly over the line. Broken up, cleared back to the line. Lost by Finidori, a sliding tackle by Ronson, and Ronson's going to get a card for that one. There's going to be a power play here for Houston as Billy Ronson came powering in to level Olivier Finidori, and out came the blue card. The penalty will put Ronson off for 2 minutes and Houston on the power play.
Yeah, Billy Ronson making a sliding tackle there, and he kind of caught Finidori late, and referee will call that. He's right there to make the call. You really cannot come in late on the tackle. You have to clearly make an attempt to play the ball, and that time he did make a clear attempt to play the body, and that's why it's going to be a power play for the Hotshots here.
1:31 to go in the half as Ronson sits. The first power play of the night goes to Houston. Both of these clubs have potent penalty kills. Both of these clubs have difficult power plays. Houston is tied for 9th in the league. Pittsburgh 14th, but Pittsburgh has the 3rd best penalty kill and Houston the 2nd best. As this sails up and out of play with 1:16 to go in the first half. So while you would look at those numbers and say, we might not see a power play goal tonight. Nonetheless, the minute you say that, in she goes. Corner kick coming now for Houston. High ball broken up by Whitman on a nicely laid foot. And out to midfield it goes for Van Doven. But not for long. John Gardner, Houston's first pick in the 95 draft. His first appearance tonight, I think. Now in midfield, Hotshots control the ball. They have 1:25 on their power play. Only 56 seconds left in the first half.
The key to any good power play is to move the ball very quickly, and the quarterback has to receive the ball from one side, change it quickly, and look for those little openings. And that could be a potential problem if you don't do that. You're not going to score goals unless you move the ball quick, especially on a power play.
Last 39 seconds of the first half of a 1-1 game. A drive by Van Doven did not get in. Whitman is at midfield, shorthanded down for Pittsburgh. Stingers scored a shorthanded goal last night. They have 2 on the year, but the Hotshots turn it back with 25 to go in the half. 1-1 game, and here is Gardner. Beto. Van Doven, the go-to guy, fired, and it was blocked by David Moxham. A dozen seconds only in the half. Gardner fires, deflected, and it just misdirected and just missed the post. By P.J. Johns. Gardner high, Beto there, Van Doven. Sliding tackle missed, fires, did not get a lot of juice on it. And P.J. Johns, the Pittsburgh keeper, will scoop it up as the horn sounds to end the first half. When the second half begins, the Houston Hotshots will still have 28 seconds remaining on their 21st power play of the year, and the first for either team here tonight. For now, that is the end of the first half at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. And the score after half an hour of CISL soccer, the Houston Hotshots won and the Pittsburgh Stingers won. We'll be right back.
Quick, how many words can you think of to describe this limousine? Now, describe this taxi. Pittsburgh Limousine provides clean and comfortable airport transportation for about the same price as a cab. Any questions? Pittsburgh Limousine, the one clear choice in transportation. For the very best that Pittsburgh has to offer, Jake's Above the Square, 338-0900.
On Channel 11 News at 6, we talk a lot about neighborhood news. I want to know what's going on close to home. That's where we live. On Channel 11 News at 6, you'll find a neighborhood story around every corner.
Local kids doing good things for the neighborhood and their community.
It's warm, it's from the heart.
Looking for neighborhood news coverage you can count on?
Pittsburgh is my community.
I care what's going on right here in my city.
Look to Channel 11 News at 6 for more news from more neighborhoods, more often.
For the best summer sports action in Pittsburgh, it's Pittsburgh Stingers Indoor Soccer. The Stingers return to the Civic Arena August 18th and 20th for a big doubleheader weekend. On Friday, it's Kick Sports Bottle Night for the first 1,000 kids as the Stingers butcher the Washington Warthogs. On Sunday, there's more Grizzly action as the Stingers take on San Jose. The first 2,000 kids receive a Stingers sticker from Supercuts. For ticket information, call 323-1919. See you at the Hive. It is halftime at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh with Dave Casper, Doug McLeod tonight. And the score is 1-1. The Houston Hotshots and the Pittsburgh Stingers. All the scoring in this game came in the second quarter. After a 0-0 first, Olivier Finidori nailed his 6th goal of the year for Houston to draw first blood at 2:39 of the second. Ziad Allen got the assist. It was 1-0 Hotshots, but then back came a nice goal by Eric Prex, the young forward of the Pittsburgh Stingers. Prex scoring his 4th goal of the year for Juan Carlos Sanchez. His 4th goal in his last 5 games, as a matter of fact, at 10:45 of the second quarter. That was the equalizer, and it is a 1-1 game. The Stingers, who had a 3-1 shots on goal advantage after the first, were outshot 4-3 in the second. Stingers 6, Hotshots 5 in shots at halftime. We're halfway through it here on a sultry Saturday night in Three Rivers country. Halftime in Pittsburgh. It's the Houston Hotshots 1, the Pittsburgh Stingers 1. When we return, I'll visit with Pittsburgh's forward Kia, who's on his way to the All-Star game. Stay with us.
Get your body in motion for the musical explosion of the year. Quality and Radical Records bring you the country's largest selling dance collection, Dance Mix USA 95. Over 70 minutes of non-stop dance energy. Get Dance Mix USA 95 through this awesome TV offer. Cassettes $14.99, CD $19.99. This is one massive collection, so you better call now. Use your credit card and get Street Beats, a bonus cassette with even more bass-kicking tracks. Order Dance Mix USA 95 now.
Hey, Denny Brower, show us your bait.
I catch more fish with Bassmaster than anything else. Bassmaster keeps me up on the latest strategies and techniques for finding and catching more fish more often.
Hey, Shaw Grigsby, show us your bait.
I wouldn't be caught fishing without Bassmaster magazine. This is where over 500,000 members of the Bass Angler Sportsman Society share their secrets for success.
It's what you know and where you go that counts on the water. As a member of Bass, I depend on the know-how I read in those 10 yearly issues of Bassmaster magazine. But you have to be a member of Bass in order to get it. Hey, you're a member, aren't you?
You're not?
An angler like you ought to be a Bass member. Come on and join us and start packing this in your tackle box.
Call 1-800-BASS-854 now to join Bass. With your $18 paid membership, you'll receive 10 issues a year of Bassmaster magazine, plus this free tackle pack with Berkley's Glitter Power Worm, Pradco's Bomber Flat A, Berkley's Trilene XL line, and a copy of Bass Baits. That's 1-800-BASS-854.
A sultry August halftime on this evening in Pittsburgh, and welcome back to the Civic Arena as our action in the Continental Indoor Soccer League continues. The Stingers and the Houston Hotshots. Hello, everybody. This is Doug McLeod, and I want to introduce you now, those of you watching in the Houston area, to a fellow I'm sure you know well, and of course in Pittsburgh they've known him for many years. Kia, who is one of the two Pittsburgh Stinger players who will be named to the All-Star team on Tuesday night in Portland. My first question to you is, you have been nagged by an ankle problem for some time now. How do you feel about playing in the All-Star game on Tuesday night?
Well, I was really surprised because, I mean, when they named the All-Star game, I've only really played 6 games, so I kind of felt funny about it. But I guess it's an honor because I knew the coaches picked it. And
can you play?
I think so. I mean, I'm at about 80% now. I played last night, first time in like 3 weeks that I felt kind of comfortable getting back into it. So I'm just getting back into it slowly.
Well, let's talk about your playing time now, because it's been certainly a newsworthy event with the Stingers, who need to have your offensive presence in the game. You weren't even able to go on the recent West Coast road trip. The Stingers lost both those games. Last night against the Mexico Toros, you played more minutes than I've seen you play in a long time. You've been getting pretty much spot duty prior to that. How is the ankle? How do you feel?
Well, they have a lot of tape on it. Basically, they put a cast on, so it makes my lateral movement kind of tough for me. But I think it's something that, unless I finally get a surgery on it, it's not going to go away, be 100% pain-free. I had this injury done 5 years ago. I had tendon damage done, and they went in and did the surgery, and I was fine. So, but right now, I feel comfortable running out there, and that's the main thing, which I didn't before the West Coast trip. Now I can sprint and cut, you know, semi-decently.
Yeah, well, the evening after putting on certainly your most active performance in some time, the most minutes you played in some time, do you get a lot of swelling? Do you get pain the morning after? What do you get?
Well, it's pretty swollen all the time, so I don't know if you get more or not. Yeah, it's tough to tell. But it was a little stiff this morning, but not too bad. I went for a walk downtown for a couple hours. Actually, I felt pretty good. So.
Well, let's talk about the offense or occasional lack of it of the Pittsburgh Stingers, and really both these teams have struggled that way this year. Last night, certainly encouraging. The Polish connection connected in a big way, although Mario's out now. But generally speaking, what needs to happen with this club to put the ball in the net, as it has been down at the bottom of the CISL goal-scoring standings much of the year?
You know, as a forward, I always believe that if you miss chances, it's no problem. But if you don't get chances, that's when you start worrying about it. And we haven't been creating much. Last night, I think we created a lot of chances, and we put them away, and the Polish guys did well to, you know, stuck a couple away. You know, and you look at it last night, though, we had 2 power play goals and 2 free kicks. So 4 out of 6 goals came from, you know, not flow of the play, and you like to see more goals come through the flow. So, but we still won, so that's good. You know, at the same time, the 2 goals that we gave on against them came from power play. So the defense doing its job. I think the defenders out of the back need to go forward a little bit more, score more goals. But as a whole, we just need to, you know, keep our defense tight and hope for the best at the other end. And then if I'm feeling better, I should be getting a couple goals.
From a midfield standpoint, when the ball comes up to get to you, what difference has it made with Billy Ronson out there now? Well,
Billy's more of a, you know, he's a great distributor of the ball, and he works hard to get it. And that, and my strength always been to play with somebody who can distribute the ball, and I usually get open for him, and he has the vision to do that, and that really helps me out. This last night was the first game I played with him, so it really is, yeah, it is. It's been the first game, and I mean he's been here a month, and it's the first game I played with him. I think as it goes on, I think I you know, feel more comfortable with him.
Well, I hope you feel more comfortable in many respects, and that ailing hoof finally can leave you alone after this season. Congratulations on making the All-Star squad.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. Kia, along with goalkeeper P.J. Johns, the first Stingers named to the first CISL All-Star game, which will be played on Tuesday night in Portland. This is Doug McLeod. We'll be back with the second half in a moment.
Hey, soccer fans, now you can wear what the Stingers wear. Prime Sports, the official retailer of the Pittsburgh Stingers, introduces all new authentic T-shirts, hats, and jerseys. Prime offers the same genuine apparel worn by the Stingers and licensed by the CISL. You won't find these genuine articles anywhere but Prime Sports. Shop where the Stingers shop. That's Prime Sports.
Looking for wins tonight, and I suppose it was bound to happen that when the teams are looking for wins so desperately, neither team winds up dominating, and here you go with a 1-1 game. Welcome back to the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Doug McLeod along with Dave Casper, and here's a game that is just started to open up as the first half went along. We see that a lot in the indoor game, particularly the Stingers games seem to build steam as they go along. Teams on the road do that, and this is a game that started to pick up a little pace that's gone along.
Right, I think it's a game where both teams started out playing a little bit of low-pressure defense, trying to feel each other out and kind of establish a rhythm early on. And I think once Houston got on the board here, we saw both teams open up a little bit. So I don't think they've opened up as much as they want to.
It was 0-0 in the first quarter. Then Olivier Finadori got Houston aboard with this one.
Right. Both goals were a result of transition play, errant passes in the attacking third. And this time, Finadori made an overlapping run to the right side and placed it to the far post. I don't think P.J. Johns really knew the shot was coming. He took an additional step to his left, and Finadori outbalanced him, and he placed it well to the far post.
8 minutes and 6 seconds later, it was the Pittsburgh Stingers' turn, and a young guy whose toe has been on fire lately, Eric Prex, gets a good ball from Sanchez.
Right, again, an errant pass in the attacking third, and this time Sanchez draws 2 defenders, plays the ball over to Prex, and Prex picks his corner to the near post. Excellent goal by Prex.
And so we are deadlocked at a 1-1 affair here. Neither team has really been dominating the game so much. Houston has been able to play ball control and has been able to turn things around very quickly, though. Both teams warming to the occasion. So we should have a great second half. Stay with us at the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. It's the Houston Hotshots 1, the Pittsburgh Stingers 1, and we'll be right back with second half action in just a moment.
I do tend to shop around and look for the best price because there are a lot of available options out there.
It's almost like gambling, though. You never know from time to time what the price is liable to be. There's such extreme variances.
Lowering the prices, that would be very good.
We like to get as cost-effective airfare as possible. We'd travel more if it went lower.
Yeah, if we save money on our airfare, then we could eat more and have more fun. Yeah.
Continental Airlines. Big airline, little prices. Just one more way we're giving you more airline for your money.
I'm quite frugal myself.
Airport transportation just became a whole lot easier. Pittsburgh Limousine provides clean and comfortable airport transportation for about the same price as a cab. And we offer our complete line of transportation, including Lincoln Town Cars, passenger vans, minibuses, stretch, super stretch, and ultra stretch limousines. Call Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated for all your transportation needs. Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated, the one clear choice in transportation.
Get your body in motion for the musical explosion of the year. Quality and Radical Records bring you the country's largest selling dance collection, Dance Mix USA 95. Over 70 minutes of non-stop dance energy. Get Dance Mix USA 95 through this awesome TV offer. Cassettes $14.99, CD $19.99. This is one massive collection, so you better call now. Use your credit card and get Street Beats, a bonus cassette with even more bass kicking tracks. Order Dance Mix USA 95 now.
Houston won and Pittsburgh won with still 28 seconds to go in the only power play of the night for either team. That's for the Houston Hotshots. Welcome back to the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh. Well, it's pretty close in every respect here.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are over anxious on defense. Here we see the Hotshots have 7 fouls and the Stingers have 8 versus the Hotshots having 8 shots on goal and the Stingers 6 shots on goal. Not impressive numbers there. I think both teams need to take more shots. You're not going to score goals unless you take shots, and certainly both teams have players capable of scoring goals. They just need to take more shots.
On his way to the first CISL All-Star game in Portland on Tuesday night, the league's #1 goalkeeper, P.J. Johns of the Pittsburgh Stingers. There's a look at the top 4 goalkeepers in the league coming into tonight's game. San Jose, Anaheim, and Sacramento. There's the left coast, and here we are in western Pennsylvania with P.J. Johns at 5.07. Jorge Valenzuela has had a fine year down there as well, as you can see. Ready to go with the third quarter. Houston won and Pittsburgh won with Dave Casper, Doug McLeod at the Igloo in Pittsburgh. The Hive it is in the summer. In the wintertime, the home of the NHL Pittsburgh Penguins. And the power play continuing to run for the Houston Hotshots now for 14 seconds as the half begins. Beto lays it down. Here's a drive and traffic stop by P.J. Johns off a right foot drive by Vandovich. Nebo Vandovich. Cleared out to midfield. Whitman is there, but Beto pulls the ball away back to his keeper, Terry Waldorf, and that is the end of the Houston power play. Pittsburgh is at full strength. That's the only power play for either team tonight. Billy Ronson, the guilty party, is out on the pitch now as the ball is cleared back over the glass and out. Had an ejection here last night. One of the Mexico City players was thrown out of the game. See it very often, but it does happen.
Billy, come out of there.
Now the long ball through midfield. Knocked away by Vandovich. Watched by Waldorf and scooped free. Go, 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 go. At midfield, Ronson in a great looping arc. Lays it ahead to Sanchez. He is closely marked by Morera. The fans hooting for a foul, but now, and here comes Nebo Vandovich. Vandovich driving with Johnston, catching up. Vandovich left foot volley off the hand of P.J. Johns. Billy Ronson turns it back. The pace is kicked up right away in the second half. Pryor cutting in, the ball to Johnston, shooting. Pryor there, and down goes Terry Waldorf to make the stop. The Stingers attack at point-blank range, and Waldorf dodges the bullet. Nebo, Rex is on it. Here's Morera. And the Hotshots turn through midfield. And back to their own half.
Stingers were very unlucky there not to score. They had a great pass here by Ronson to Johnson, who was making a great overlapping run. He must have ran 50 yards to make that run, and he placed the ball to Kenny Pryor, who was waiting at the far post. Kenny was just a little unlucky not to score there.
Beto for Young. Long crossing ball to the racing Damian Harley. Bouncing in the right corner, right up on the perimeter wall. Pryor came in. Harley went down. I don't think there was a foul in any event, and nothing was called. The referee not buying, but Harley is coming up, nursing his leg. We'll see. Pittsburgh bombs it back. Gary Young turns it to midfield. Here now is Moxham to throw it through. And Kenny Pryor with 12.5 to go in the third quarter. In goes the leg and a late whistle and a foul.
Here in the first 2.5 minutes of this third quarter, we've seen more action. We've seen the ball move a lot quicker. And I think both teams are prepared to play a little soccer this half.
The foul is on Damian Harley, the former Australian national team player. Kenny Pryor, number 18 for the Stingers. The ball comes bounding away to midfield. Is headed by Frankie Giroux, turned by Prex. Here's Eric Prex, who booms it off the wall. A drive and a right-hand save by Terry Waldorf on Chris Kelly of the Stingers, who looked for all the world like he was going to bury number 5 right there. But a big save by Waldorf. At the line, Johnston down, Kelly there. Ball to the corner for Pittsburgh. Here's David Moxham. Spins it to the right corner. Bounds away from Moxham. Kelly could not control. Giroux will run it down at midfield. Boots it away to Moxham. Punches it down to the right corner. Eric Prex, who has Pittsburgh's only goal tonight, marked by Gary Young for Houston. Moxham trying to pull the ball away from Horatio Leone. And P.J. Johns of the Stingers will let it spin a minute and set the play. Giroux will pick it up instead. 11-7 Houston in shots on goal. Long ball to the arc headed by Arnott. That's a 3-liner. Or was it? No, they'll just call a foul and they'll play it back from the back. Thought it had come from all the way back at the Pittsburgh line. It's just a foul. At midfield they go, turned by Beto. Now Houston at midfield. Here's the cross. No clear control of the ball in the Pittsburgh half now. Beto, marked by Arnott. Collision there, Ronson no. Arno with a header. Real high bounce, Kelly. Arno chest trap, could not get the shot away, and a little scissor by Young sent the ball way up into section D10 here at the Civic Arena.
Both teams have really opened up their attacking play, and that time Chris Kelly, great pass there to Arno, who was a little unlucky there not to control the ball with his chest, but great defensive play there by Young.
Gary Young. He's made some fine plays here tonight. The kick from the top of the arc will go to Tim Whitman of the Stingers. Boots at Arno, fires, blocked. Arno got it back. Off the outstep, nothing. Whitman launches it back over the glass and out. And now we're down to 10 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Tim Whitman, again, did not play last night. Back home in Baltimore for the birth of his son. Is on a 2-game scoring streak. Coming into tonight's game, games he's played. Now the keeper, Waldorf, sends it deep. The Mexico City goalie, Juan de la O, capital O, came all the way to the midfield circle and put his foot on the ball last night and absolutely enraged the fans here in the second half. Arno tried to chip it in. Punched free. Arno plays it to the back, though, and there's Whitman. Tim Whitman for Pittsburgh. One touch and back out for Arno. Johnston. Pass Kelly. Gary Young for Houston trying to get a leg on it. Ball free. Kelly runs and guns off traffic, off Ronson, who is the traffic actually, and Waldorf will rip it away. Sent right back by P.J. Johnson. Punched t'other way by Chico Moreira. Johnston heads it back to his goalkeeper, Johns. Pittsburgh now launches to midfield. Christoph Arno got away from Gary Young, who's been tightly marking him. Turned back by Houston. Here's Bandovich. They go deep and score. Sian Allen from Bandovich. Allen has been in on both Houston goals. He set up Olivier Finadori in the first half, and now will score himself. Sian Allen's 34th point of the year and his 16th goal. That goal, 2-1.
That goal was actually started by Moreira, who made a great pass at Bandovic and found Allen right there open at the far post. But again, an excellent play by a defender who put Bandovic in a 2-on-1 situation, and great pass there to the far post. Excellent finish.
Sian Allen buries his 16th goal of the year, and it is 2-1 Houston at 5:09 of the third quarter. Now Pittsburgh on the counterattack. Kenny Pryor out to midfield. Here's Giroux. David Moxham lays it along the perimeter wall. Harley punched it. It sailed right back to Moxham, and his collision with Leone draws the foul. Prex fires. It rolls off the wall into the area, but knocked free by Harley and into the crowd. Houston's goal came on its 12th shot of the game, and it's 2-1 Hotshots now. Garros up from the back. Box him off the heel. Knocks him again off the wall. They return, booted away by the keeper, Terry Waldorf, out to midfield. Johns launches it. Headed high by Prex. Eric Prex now for Pittsburgh. Marked by Harley. Booms a shot. Here's Sanchez, but knowing the ball stayed alive. Beto slows the play down for a moment for Houston. And the Hotshots will open the far side to Damian Harley.
It'll be interesting to see here if the Hotshots do go back to their style of play of kind of drawing the team out. They have their 1-goal lead now. Goalkeeper there standing on the ball, Waldorf, kind of waiting for any kind of pressure from the Stingers or any kind of good run. And it's interesting to see if they're going to do that here.
They did not go after Juan de la O of Mexico City last night. Let him just stand there with the clock ticking away, which proved not to be a pretty good idea. In fact, Mexico City shot itself in the foot collectively with that tactic. The Stingers wound up scoring 2 late goals and winning 6-5. Waldorf looking for an opening, but his teammates are changing right now. Now he threads it to Beto at midfield. Andovich taken down. Beto for the racing Chico Barrera into the arc. Booted high by Kelly. A leaping header by the Hotshots Namuz is turned back by his keeper Waldorf. Barrera tries the leg trap. High and over to Vandovich. Vandovich cuts in with Johnston right on him. The foul goes on Bobby Johnston of the Stingers. Now 7:29 to go in the third quarter, halfway through this quarter. 2-1 Houston on the go-ahead goal by Ziad Allen at 5:09 of the third.
That pace we saw in the first 5 minutes of the third quarter has really slowed down now. Both players are playing back-to-back games here.
Herrera booms the drive on a save by Johns.
Sometimes when you don't have those legs, you play all out for a minute, and you recognize, hey, I don't have the legs. We better slow the tempo down again.
Christoph Arnold racing up the touchline. Hold Ryan Ronson. Opens it now to Whitman, and Pittsburgh counterattacks through midfield. Whitman, volley, tipped high, and grabbed in the second try by Waldorf. He launches it free. Vandovich is there. Vandovich with Johnston right on him. Pulls free to the area, shoots and scores. Vandovich gives the Houston Hotshots a 3-1 lead as he pulled out of a closely marked situation right on the perimeter wall in the corner and got it in. That's number 21 for the Hotshots goal-scoring leader, Vandovich, and it's 3-1 Houston now.
That was a tremendous individual effort there by Vandovich. He's a player who can find himself in the corner, and he uses his body well here. He spun Bobby Johnson away from pressure there. Johnson trying to hold him off, and he makes a little move here to sell P.J. Johns in the fake. He just slots the ball right underneath P.J.'s arms there. It was a great goal. Excellent individual effort by Vandovich.
Nebo Vandovich has his 21st. He was their top scorer last year when he scored 47 goals and 72 points on the season. For tonight, he has 28. 6:54 to go in the third now. Vandovich gives the Hotshots a 3-1 lead.
Hey, Penguin fan, it's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. This is Mike Lang, voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Break away to Prime Sports Stop, the official retailer of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and check their great saves. They have the largest selection of Penguins, Pirates, and Steelers officially licensed merchandise from the top sports apparel manufacturers, including Starter, Apex, Pro Player, Champion, CCM, and many, many more. Prime Sports Stop also carries an exclusive line of Pittsburgh Penguin team apparel by Gear for Sports. Shop one of their convenient locations.
South Hills Village Mall, Parkway Center Mall, Beaver Valley Mall, the Isoplex in South Point, Morgantown Mall, Union Trust Building downtown, and Forbes Avenue in Oakland.
Or order by phone at 1-800-804-PRIME. That number again, 1-800-804-PRIME. Remember, sports fans, if you want to score great hometown products with prices that won't leave you in the penalty box, hurry to Prime Sports Stop. They're your Pittsburgh sports specialist.
The chance for those fans in the tri-state region here to meet some of their favorite Stingers players. Some members of the Stingers will be appearing at the Clearview Mall in Butler tomorrow from 2 until 4. Stop on by for autographs. Chat with your favorite Stingers 2 to 4 tomorrow at Clearview Mall in Butler. Right now, it's the downhill side of a 3-1 score facing the Pittsburgh Stingers. Vandovich with a great goal makes it 3-1 Houston. Now 6:41 to go in the third quarter. Now Pittsburgh attacks. Whitman moves it off traffic. A high ball to Alan Hahn. Heads it free to midfield, but then over the glass and out of play. 13 shots for Houston, shots on goal. 9 for the Stingers. Alan Hahn, defender, local soccer talent going to work here. Formerly played at Carnegie Mellon University in the Pittsburgh area. Area Schmeria, it's in Pittsburgh. Here's the ball out of the arc, headed by Pryor. Chest grab by Harley. Curves away from a mark. Harley with Pryor right on him, and it ricocheted around the wall and squirted right through. Now trouble. Here's Nomu's left-footed drive is on by Ziad Allen, and a save by all-star goalkeeper B.J. Johns of the Stingers.
Looks like the Hotshots are gaining the second win here. They're really putting the pressure on the Stingers.
They lost last night to Dallas 5-3, and neither of these teams can afford to lose 2 in a row on any weekend now. Here comes Houston. Mauricio Leone. Blocked by Hahn. Up for grabs. Leone, number 17, has Whitman on him in the corner. Ball to midfield, and Houston will pull it back. Reset the offense with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. A 2-goal lead now by Houston, 3-1. Alan Hahn. Bronson. Hahn will clear to midfield for Pittsburgh. It'll bound away. There's a header to the boards, but Juan Carlos Sanchez turns it back for the Stingers. Tries a long ball for Pryor, but it's sniffed out and turned back, and now the Hotshots will break free. Leone, strip, midfield mocks him. Here's Ronson now for Pittsburgh. Right it off the wall. Harley is there to cut in front of Ronson, slammed into by Moxham. David Moxham spun it free. Billy Ronson dishes back to Frankie Giroux. Long ball to the corner. The side volley was tried by Kelly, did not get it. Almost a side scissors. Whitman, Kelly is there. Leone draped all over him, draws the foul. Number 17, Mauricio Leone. Otto actually is his middle name. He's a quick one. From the corner, booted back high. Frankie Giroux for Pittsburgh. Fires off traffic. Harley was the traffic. Giroux shoots, moves it off the glass. Here is Pryor, marked by Otto Leone. 4.5 to go in the third quarter. Pittsburgh with the ball, trailing Houston by 2 goals, and they give it up in midfield. Here comes Nomu's. Arash Nomu's. Now Ziad Allen. Waiting, lays it through. Minadori's drive is blocked. Headed back by Leone to midfield and booted free by Chico Moreira of Houston. High hanger. Headed out by Moxham, but nicely returned at midfield. And Houston continues to put on the pressure. Nevo Vandovich, who has what is at the moment the insurance goal for Houston, their third of the night. Minadori away to Moreira. Hotshots attack now. High leg trap. They try to spin it free on the left wall. Ziad Allen, but Giroux jumps in front, taps it for Johns. Collision back in the arc. And the Stingers will walk the ball to midfield. Now they punch it free. Eric Brex eyes a long ball, but the long pass has not worked for Pittsburgh through midfield. Pryor at point blank, smothered by Waldorf. Kelly shooting, saved by Waldorf. Kelly volleys it, but no. In the left corner, Brex. Chest trap. Out of the corner, tries to change direction on Moreira. Throws in a leg. Waldorf pulls his way in, and a foul is called there.
I believe the next goal is very critical for both teams. If the Hotshots score the 4th goal and make it 4-1, it's going to be very difficult for the Stingers to come back. However, if the Stingers score their second goal, it's a 3-2 ball game, and I think anything can happen here.
Giroux will take the kick. Here's the drive. Pryor shoots and he scores, and it's a 1-goal game. Off the kick, Kenny Pryor belts his 10th goal of the year, and now the Hotshots lead is shaved to 2, and he thundered that one in past Waldorf. Kenny Pryor makes it a 3-2 Houston lead.
Great goal by Kenny Pryor. Kenny Pryor is a player who does not try to overpower the ball, but uses a combination of accuracy and power That's Kenny's territory. They know that if the foul's committed right there in that part of the field, that Kenny is on. And that time, great pass by Jaros, and Kenny places the ball to the near post with great amount of power. Excellent goal by Pryor.
Kenny Pryor's 10th makes it a one-goal game. Houston 3, Pittsburgh 2.
Quick, how many words can you think of to describe this limousine? Now, describe this taxi. Pittsburgh Limousine provides clean and comfortable airport transportation for about the same price as a cab. Any questions? Pittsburgh Limousine, the one clear choice in transportation.
Hey, soccer fans, now you can wear what the Stingers wear. Prime Sports, the official retailer of the Pittsburgh Stingers, introduces all new authentic T-shirts, hats, and jerseys. Prime offers the same genuine apparel worn by the Stingers and licensed by the CISL. You won't find these genuine articles anywhere but Prime Sports. Shop where the Stingers shop, that's Prime Sports. To order official Stingers merchandise, visit a Prime Sports stop near you, or write to Prime Sports Merchandising, or call 1-800-804-PRIME.
Fans, the Junior Hotshots are recruiting members for the 1995 season. All members receive tickets to 2 games, special merchandise discounts, the Hotshots newsletter, lots more benefits, including a postseason party at Splashtown. For more information, call HOT 5100, HOT 5100, and join the Junior Hotshots team today. 3-2 Houston now. The Stingers have made it a one-goal game on a great goal by Kenny Pryor. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Whitman lays it ahead. Christoph Arnaud turns it back for Pittsburgh. Houston will have the ball at midfield. Here's Diego L. Maradona. That's how they list him. Diego Lopez Maradona, nephew of the great Diego Maradona. A blast tipped by Alan Hogg off the leg of Chico Barrera. And the ball's at midfield. Here's Beto. Directing traffic and laying it through for Namuz. Right to the chest of Hogg. Kia back, and Johnston lays it ahead now for Pittsburgh. Ball picked off by Beto. Beto and Arnaud dueling. Arnaud kicked it free. Ronson, a great move. Kia shooting, and a save by Waldorf. What a great play by Billy Ronson to set the play, and Waldorf made a fine stop on Kia. Whistles galore as the play comes up through midfield, and Whitman is not very happy. The blue card is out, though, and a power play is coming.
9 times out of 10, the referees will call you on retaliation.
Here's the attempt by Kia. Ronson makes a great play.
Yeah, that ball was just slightly behind Key. He was off balance, and it was also bouncing. Kia didn't get the power that he wanted to. It was placed well, but he did not get the power.
I wonder if Kia can plant that foot, too, with that bad ankle and really put the weight on it in a hurry.
Yeah, I think Kia is struggling. I mean, he's a tremendous goal scorer, and you can just see it. He doesn't have the quickness and sharpness. And when he goes to plant, that's such an important part of a shooter, is that planting foot. Is it placed towards goal? Are your hips square? You know, that little injury sometimes throws you off a half-inch. That will throw your shot off maybe 5-10 feet.
There was some confusion over the guilty party here, and apparently it's going to be Olivier Finidori. No, now, wait a minute. Ziad Allen. Ziad Allen is going to go in for Houston.
This might be a very opportunistic time for the Stingers here, 5-on-4. You don't really know what happened here. I don't know why they call it a power play, but it's a power play, and it's a good time for the Stingers to tie this ball game up.
In any event, a power play for Pittsburgh, the Stingers' first of the night. Houston 3, Stingers 2. Whitman to Ronson in midfield. Juan Carlos Sanchez getting a lot more minutes tonight than he got last night against Mexico City. But they'll throw it away, and Young will launch to midfield. Short-handed Horacio Leone. Double team, ball knocked away. Juan Carlos Sanchez for Pittsburgh comes to midfield, and Ronson will set the play. 1:25 to go in the Pittsburgh man advantage. Stingers have closed the margin to 1. Ronson there, Sanchez, volley, score under the crossbar. As Waldorf got a late leap on it. Juan Carlos Sanchez scores a power play goal. And the Pittsburgh Stingers have tied this baby up. It's a 3-3 game now as Sanchez buries number 5 under the bar.
In soccer, that's what we call the upper 90, placing the ball in that corner, the upper right or left-hand corner, the upper 90-degree angle there. And I don't think you're going to find a finer, well-placed shot by Juan Sanchez here. Excellent goal, upper 90, and goalkeeper was really unlucky there. Could not get a hand on it. Waldorf was off balance. Great pass here by Ronson. And again, it was a quick release. I think he caught Waldorf off his line there and was unable to make a save on it.
Sanchez gets his 5th upper 90 on Waldorf, and now the game is tied at 3. That is a power play goal for Juan Carlos Sanchez, his first of the year. The Stingers' 9th power play goal in 32 tries.
Doug, all I have to say, I think this is going to be another overtime game. It seems like every time you and I get together for a broadcast here, they want to punish us.
This doesn't happen to me on radio when I work by myself. I just want you to know this. We don't get paid by the word either, fans. Although I suspect there are a number of people who wonder if we do. Now the ball high in the Pittsburgh end. Jaros jumps in. Referee was in the way. Jaros pestered by Maradona. Ball pulled away by Nomuz. And back to Waldorf. Well, you said it. The next goal was key, and that was when it was a 3-1 game. Stingers got the next 2, and here we are off to the races again. In the final minute of the 3rd quarter, it's anybody's match, 3-3. Damian Harley. Nomuz is there. They try to put it to the side of the yard. Frags, nothing. Harley fires. Big wall. Drive by Leone blocked. And over the glass off the foot of Arash Nomuz. Stingers will play it up from the back with 29 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and now a 3-3 game. This was 1-1 at halftime, remember now. We've had 4 goals go in the 3rd quarter alone. So when that faucet gets open, man, sometimes it can really go. Last night, a 2-2 game was broken open again between the Stingers and Mexico City when they scored 4 goals in the 3rd quarter. And it wound up being a 6-5 Stingers win. Now the last dozen seconds of the 3rd quarter as P.J. Johns looks, waits, and puts it on the carpet. Bombs away. Ronson, one touch and free, but there's Olivier Finidori for Houston. Turned right back by Johnston. Kia shoots at the horn, but it's not a goal. The horn had sounded as Kia buried one clearly after time had expired in the 3rd quarter. We'll take another look at that before we take a break here. The 3rd quarter is over, but Kia was 1 second away from giving the Stingers a lead.
Sometimes with 3 or 4 seconds left in a game, as a defender, you have a tendency just to give up, thinking, hey, they're not going to score in 3 seconds left. And that time, Kia almost caught them off guard.
You figured, too, that probably Waldorf would not have been standing there either, just protecting himself had time not expired. So he was in good position to make a stop as well, so who knows. Well, now it's anybody's game as we go to the 4th quarter in Pittsburgh. It's the Houston Hotshots 3 and the Pittsburgh Stingers 3. Buckle your seatbelts. We'll be right back.
They're off. Fast out of the gate on the inside, it's Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated. Clean, comfortable, affordable airport transportation. On the outside, it appears taxi cab is having trouble getting started. Look at Pittsburgh Limousine go. Pittsburgh Limousine, the true thoroughbred in airport transportation. This one is no contest, folks. Once again, for the same price, Pittsburgh Limousine wins hands down. Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated, the one clear choice in airport transportation.
On Channel 11 News at 6, we talk a lot about neighborhood news. I want to know what's going on close to home. That's where we live. On Channel 11 News at 6, you'll find a neighborhood story around every corner.
Local kids doing good things for the neighborhood and their community.
It's warm, it's from the heart.
Looking for neighborhood news coverage you can count on?
Pittsburgh is my community.
I care what's going on right here in my city.
Look to Channel 11 News at 6 for more news, for more neighborhoods, more often.
Hey, Denny Brower, show us your bait.
I catch more fish with Bassmaster than anything else. Bassmaster keeps me up on the latest strategies and techniques for finding and catching more fish more often.
Hey, Shaw Grigsby, show us your bait.
I wouldn't be caught fishing without Bassmaster magazine. This is where over 500,000 members of the Bass Angler Sportsman Society share their secrets for success.
It's what you know and where you go that counts on the water. As a member of Bass, I depend on the know-how I read in those 10 yearly issues of Bassmaster magazine. But you have to be a member of Bass in order to get it. Hey, you're a member, aren't you?
You're not?
An angler like you ought to be a Bass member. Come on and join us and start packing this in your tackle box.
Call 1-800-BASS-854 now to join Bass. With your $18 paid membership, you'll receive 10 issues a year of Bassmaster magazine, plus this free tackle pack with Berkley's Glitter Power Worm, Pradco's Bomber Flat A, Berkley's Trilene XL line, and a copy of Bass Baits. That's 1-800-BASS-854.
It's baby balancing night at the arena tonight. The first 2,000 babies 1 year and younger who can be balanced by their physician father. It's Dr. Kettleberger, actually. One of the physicians for the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey team. Do you think you got it made with human bowling down in Houston? We got baby balancing here in Pittsburgh. That's a very good test. Very good, actually. That's the scoring. And get to business. That's the scoring in the third quarter. Ziad Allen, Nebo Bandovich for Houston. Kenny Pryor and Juan Carlos Sanchez on a power play to bring the Stingers back. They change heads. Here's a quick drive by Whitman, and it goes right to the belly of the beast. Hit Terry Waldorf. Fourth quarter underway with a jump start here. It's a 3-3 game in Pittsburgh. Continental Indoor Soccer League Saturday night game. You gotta love it, and we're delighted to bring it to you on Prime tonight with Dave Casper, Doug McLeod. Here come the Houston Hotshots. Bandovich lays into the side of the arc. Sliding tackle by Johns. Ball loose. A drive, and the goal is open for Marrera as Chico Marrera. What's Houston right back in the saddle again, 4-3. The sliding tackle by Johns saved one opportunity, but then Marrera was able to send a searing volley right up the gut before Johns was able to get back in. It's 4-3 Houston at 30 seconds of the fourth quarter.
That's another important role of the defender, is to step up sometimes when the ball's in deep. Sometimes that ball can be played out. Marrera, excellent power there, placing the ball to the far post. Great goal.
Here's another look.
And this time we saw the ball in the corner, and sometimes that's a battle. Who can win that ball in the corner? Very important here. That time the Hotshots did win the ball. And a little pass out here from Bandovic. In and out. Ball's played in, drawing three defenders there. The ball's played back out to Marrera, who's wide open, takes a running start, and a great cracker there.
Olivier Finadori gets his second point of the night. He has a goal and an assist as he sets up the go-ahead goal by Chico Marrera at 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. Now the Hotshots lead 4-3, and they attack again into the Pittsburgh end. Turning, Rivera fires, no. Ronson on a half counter sends it back out.
If you're a fan and you're not here, I think you wish you would have. This is a very exciting sport to see in indoor soccer, and Pittsburgh Stingers play a great style of soccer. Come out and watch them play. They're a very, very exciting team to watch.
Johnston's drive was blocked. The ball is open at midfield. Who will get it? It's a horse race. Rivera there for Houston, but Ronson turns it back. Johnston is hurt in the collision. Bobby Johnston hurt behind the play, and a diving stop by Waldorf will turn it back. Johnson is bent over in pain back there. He's rubbing, looks like his neck or his jaw. Ball comes back down for Houston. Hot shots. Here's Ziad Allen, who's been poked again tonight. High ball, but the header missed by Bandovich. Bandovich lays into the arc. Here's Allen. Cut off at the pass by P.J. Johns. They lock it up the perimeter wall. Dragged away by Kenny Pryor of Pittsburgh. Pryor slams it ahead. Kelly in a race. Slammed to his belly by Waldorf, and there's going to be a foul.
The time Chris Kelly's showing his belly there, I'm sure he has a impression there of a soccer ball. And, that's the kind of player he is. He fights the scraps to get goals, and that's why I think they moved him up front.
Kelly draws the foul. Let's take a look here.
It might have been his hand there. I don't think it was all stomach. Could have been a little finger there, or perhaps the back of his hand catching the ball there for the handball call.
That is the call in any event. Ball played back through midfield, and goodbye. 12 minutes, 47 seconds to go. Houston leads 4-3, and the go-ahead goal by Chico Marrera at 30 seconds of this fourth quarter. Now at midfield, David mocks him, and there's a foul. Sanchez trying to turn on Olivier Finadori. 20-14 Houston in shots on goal right now. It's a 4-3 hot shot lead. Now the Stingers with the ball in midfield. Moxham side saddles over, knocks it away for Frankie Jaros, and here's Moxham again. They lay it through, but the reaching Kelly was not able to hang on. Nebo goes down with Moxham, and Moxham's going to get nailed for the foul. Nebo gets up holding that right ankle. And in fact, it's going to be a blue card violation on the elbow. And a power play is going to come for the Houston Hotshots at a very opportune moment as far as Houston's concerned.
Yeah, referees are really tightening up the game here. This time Moxham going in to contest the ball. I don't really believe it was a foul, a hard enough foul to call the blue card penalty, but the referee was right there to see the play. This is a very opportunistic time for the Hotshots to take that 2-goal lead. And again, if the Stingers, if they kill this power play, I think they might gain a momentum sometimes as players. If your team can kill that power play, it gives you momentum and you go down and you score the next goal. 3 shots on their only other power play. The Stingers have the 3rd best penalty kill in the Continental Indoor Soccer League coming into tonight's game. David Moxham for elbowing at 2:35 of the 4th quarter. And the Stingers will get going. Penalty kill unit changing now for Pittsburgh. And now Kelly, Johnston, Hom, and Whitman go to work to kill it off for the Stingers. Hot shots on the power play. Here is John Gardner, who sees power play duty only. A drive by Beto is blocked. High on the wing they go. Gardner is there. Shot blocked on a well-placed block by Alan Hom. And Hom pulls it away to midfield. Now 90 seconds left in the hot shot man advantage. Beto lays it away. John Gardner, the top pick for Houston in the 95 CISL draft. Kelly strips it away and clears to midfield, but there's Beto. Beto dos Santos, number 44 for Houston. A running, sliding tackle by Kelly sends the ball careening back to midfield. 109 on the power play remaining for Houston. John Gardner in the corner. Kelly and Hom are there. Gardner could not turn the ball in, and Hom has been tenacious. 54 seconds left in the hot shots man advantage. John Gardner volley to the corner. Here now is Bandovich. Has a goal tonight. 45 seconds on the Houston power play. Gardner, the rookie, fires, loose in the arc, cleared away by Whitman, and it bounced to midfield. The Hotshots are doing a much better job this time at the power play of moving the ball. And you're seeing here they're creating a lot of chances because most 4 players have to defend side to side. They get tired. Chances do happen.
Nicely laid out of the corner, but Whitman got a piece of it for Pittsburgh, and P.J. Johns will hold on for a few seconds. 19 seconds left in the power play for Houston. Hot shots drag it down at midfield, and Beto brings it back. Gardner is on his right, and he gets the ball. And volleys to the hands of P.J. Johns. 10:30 to go, 4-3 Houston, as P.J. Johns guns it back to midfield. That's the end of the Houston power play. Pittsburgh in full strength. Whitman trying to pull away from a tackle. Ball knocked out to midfield by Waldorf. Stopped there by David Moxham. Puts the chest trap on it, flattens it out, brings it down left of the arc and fires. A stop by Waldorf. Gardner clears. And the ball is headed to midfield. Johnston guns it back. Turned by Maradona. They pile it on the outboards. Everybody over there. Kia, Johnston for Pittsburgh, Maradona, but it's knocked up over the wood and into the Pittsburgh bench. Paul Child, the boss of the Pittsburgh Stingers. Now Kia threads it through to midfield. Frankie Jaros is there, pestered as he turns by Nomuz. There's a collision that sends Moxham down. There's no foul. Pryor got it back, but Beto turns it away from Moxham and rolled off the back of Jaros' head, but the Pittsburgh goalkeeper, P.J. Johns, is there.
Yeah, Trevor Dox is very upset here that play. He really thought that Moxham committed another foul. He could have drawn the blue card there.
Billy Ronson is at midfield for the Stingers. Lays it down for Kia. Only their 2nd game together. Ronson's late acquisition, and Kia's sidelining with ankle problems. Kia puts it in. Hom is there, could not get a shot. Pryor flattens it out at midfield, and here's Ronson. In through a crowd. Kia trying to turn. Takes it high. Pryor there. 4-3 Houston with 9:05 to go. Tim Whitman for Kia. Just outside the stripe. try to zig. Whitman zagged. The ball went the other way. Johns will rob an opportunity there from Mario Rivera. Last night, Mexico City hit the scoreboard not once but twice on goalie clears, and the Stingers got a goal off one of the ensuing kicks. You don't see it very often, but Juan de la O was thundering them out of there. Jaros dribbles through midfield, tries to split, fires it in. Crossing ball, header by Kia. Off the glass, headed high by Finidori. It comes to midfield. Launched free toward the Pittsburgh end, way out of no man's land. Johns launches it back. Up and off they go. Johns again slams the ball free and back into the crowd.
Here we're seeing the Stingers are pressing all players forward and giving the Hotshots a lot of space in behind with a counterattack, and they might take advantage of that situation.
When we come back, we're going to stay right here. 8:20 to go. Houston leads the Stingers 4-3. 22-16 Houston now, and shots on goal. Fourth quarter nearly halfway through. These teams exploded in the third for 4 goals between them. The only fourth quarter goal came when it was very young, only half a minute in. And that was to Chico Morera, 4-3. That is Morera, number 2 at midfield. Collides. Hobbs slammed his leg in there and pried the ball free. David Moxon. Here now is Ronson. High spinning ball that nearly got through for Kelly, but not quite far enough. Now we're down to 7.5 to go, halfway through the fourth quarter. Alan Hahn, the Stingers defender, smacked it right off Ziad Allen, but Johns will turn it back down for the Stingers. Here's Morera. Long ball off the corner glass, headed by Hahn. Allen could not get in, and Eric Brex comes quickly through midfield. Dribbles to the line. Tackle. No foul. Punched away by Waldorf. Hahn keeps it in. Blasts it to the side of the arc. Driven free over the glass and out, and the Stingers will get the ball. Now we'll take a break with 6:49 to go. The Houston Hotshots 4 and the Pittsburgh Stingers 3. Back with the finale from Pittsburgh in just a moment.
Airport transportation just became a whole lot easier. Pittsburgh Limousine provides clean and comfortable airport transportation for about the same price as a cab. And we offer our complete line of transportation, including Lincoln Town Cars, passenger vans, minibuses, stretch, super stretch, and ultra stretch limousines. Call Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated for all your transportation needs. Pittsburgh Limousine Incorporated, the one clear choice in transportation.
For the best summer sports action in Pittsburgh, it's Pittsburgh Stingers Indoor Soccer. The Stingers return to the Civic Arena August 18th and 20th for a big doubleheader weekend. On Friday, it's Kick Sports Bottle Night for the first 1,000 kids as the Stingers butcher the Washington Warthogs. On Sunday, there's more Grizzly action as the Stingers take on San Jose. The first 2,000 kids receive a Stingers sticker from Supercuts. For ticket information, call 323-1919. See you at the Hive. Those are the numbers. 4-3 Houston with 6:49 to go. From the Civic Arena in Pittsburgh, Doug McLeod along with Dave Casper. Dave taking over this year in the brand new program at Duquesne University here in Pittsburgh. Well, you don't exactly get any practice games to start here, do you? You start with one of the best teams in the country Labor Day weekend.
Yes, we're going to open up with James Madison. I feel that the players, to improve and play at that level, if we're going to get to that level in a couple years, they need to be in those stressful situations and be in those situations. And they'll grow as players that way a lot quicker than playing teams that don't have that caliber.
Boy, it's an exciting time for athletics at Duquesne the last year or two, isn't it? In the near future, a lot is happening.
Absolutely, it's a school on the rise.
The Duquesne Dukes, perched up on the bluffs, up on the lip of downtown Pittsburgh, launched their soccer program Labor Day weekend. Dave Casper, the former Stingers player, is now the head coach of the Dukes. Should be some exciting soccer. Good conference, too. Here's the ball loose down on the arc and slides out again. 6:15 to go. 4-3 Houston. Hotshots with the ball. Former Australian national Damien Hartley puts it out to midfield. Now the long ball comes through. Here's Bandovich. The header just missed the post. And P.J. Johns pulls his way out of traffic and bombs it back to midfield. Whitman is there. Pulled away by Nomoose and booted free by Terry Waldorf. Houston has had as much as a 2-goal lead in this game, but the Stingers came back to tie it. The go-ahead marker came in 30 seconds of this fourth quarter as Chico Barrera volleyed it home. 5.5 to go. 4-3 Hotshots. Whitman out of the corner. Carams it up. Frankie Giroux for Pittsburgh. Arno not in evidence lately. Here's Ronson. Fires. Blocked as he turned by Harley. And the ball comes to midfield. Mariusz Modraki. Sideline. Arno and Giroux playing tonight. A blast by Ronson. Just missed the mark as Ronson looks to the high heavens. Here's the ball to midfield. A long, imprudent pass picked off Sanchez. Whitman shooting and a save by Waldorf. Juan Carlos Sanchez keeps it alive. Trying to put it in the arc, but he's taken down, and Beto will slowly dribble it free for Houston. 4:37 to go. 4-3 Hotshots as Waldorf rolls it ahead.
Two chances there for the Stingers. The first one, a great shot by Billy Ronson, just nicking the near post, and right there, 3-on-2 situation, and Timmy Whitman a little unlucky not to score the goal.
Kelly laid it through off the head. Prex fires a crossing volley to the corner. They pile on in there. Kenny Pryor drags, volleys it on, and a save by Waldorf. 4:08 to go. Houston breaking back with a late 1-goal lead. Horatio Leone shooting. Punched free up the outside perimeter wall. Kenny Pryor is there. Dribbles fast through midfield. Possible 3-on-2, but a well-timed sliding tackle by Nomoose broke it up. Here's David Moxon for Pittsburgh. Laterals away to Pryor with 3:45 to go, at least in regulation time. Stingers fighting back to try and tie here. Houston wants to make this a split weekend after a loss to Dallas last night, and at least come off the road, this particular part of the road trip anyway, with a win. Chris Kelly for Pittsburgh. Blasts it off the glass. Too high for a return header by Prex. The ball comes to midfield. Pinadori, who got the first goal of this game, puts it down. Chest trap by Ziad Allen, who has a goal. Houston will open it up now, kill a little time, try and draw out the Stingers, and now Marrera, who has the go-ahead goal, breaks through. Chico Marrera, the ball just missing Leone. They go to the corner. Allen plays it high. The last 3 minutes, at least, of the fourth quarter. Houston 4 and Pittsburgh 3. Pinadori back to his keeper, Waldorf. Allen Hall. Pinadori turns it back for Houston. Here's Otto Leone. Leone dribbles and shoots one that bangs off the glass. The return sends way up into the stands. Off Ziad Allen. We'll take a break. The sizzling finale from Pittsburgh is just ahead with 2:40 to go. It's the Hotshots 4 and the Pittsburgh Stingers 3.
Hey, Penguin fan, it's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. This is Mike Lang, voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Break away to Prime Sports Stop, the official retailer of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and check their great saves. They have the largest selection of Penguins, Pirates, and Steelers officially licensed merchandise from the top sports apparel manufacturers, including Starter, Apex, Pro Player, Champion, CCM, and many, many more. Prime Sports Stop also carries an exclusive line of Pittsburgh Penguin team apparel by Gear for Sports. Shop one of their convenient locations.
South Hills Village Mall, Parkway Center Mall, Beaver Valley Mall, the Isoplex in South Point, Morgantown Mall, Union Trust Building downtown, and Forbes Avenue in Oakland.
Or order by phone at 1-800-804-PRIME. That number again, 1-800-804-PRIME. Remember, sports fans, if you want to score great hometown products with prices that won't leave you in the penalty box, hurry to Prime Sports Stop. They're your Pittsburgh sports specialist.
The decisions in soccer are very critical sometimes, and this time Juan Carlos Sanchez, I believe, made the wrong decision because Timmy Whitman was standing right there, and Eric Prex was overlapping him on the right side. All he needed to do was play that ball into Prex, and he would have been able to slot the ball to Whitman, who was standing at the far post. And I think Timmy really didn't expect the pass either, but did a great job to get the shot off.
Now we're down to 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. The Stingers hope that's in regulation time. The Hotshots hope that's in the game. It is Houston 4, Pittsburgh 3. Pryor lays a long ball back to the Houston half. Kia charging in. Gary Young is number 3 for Houston. Thrown to the corner by Moxham. It's up and out. Who got it last? 2:26 to go.
I'm sure we're going to see the sixth attacker come out here for the Stingers pretty soon. It's 2 minutes and 26 seconds left. Down by a goal. They're going to have to pull that goalkeeper and put that sixth attacker on. B.J. Johns is standing at midfield and looking at the bench. Off the wall it goes. Interestingly, Mexico City, trailing 6-5 here last night, never did put on a sixth attacker. Juan de la O, the Toros goalie, stayed in the whole way, and they lost. 2 late Stinger goals pulled that one out. 2:09 to go. 4-3 Houston. Pryor brings through midfield. Here's the ball to the left of the arc. Timmy Whitman kicks it high. Pryor in midfield. Stutter step, drop shifts into the area. Kia could not get to it. And back it goes to midfield. Running boot by P.J. Johns. Big collision there. Ball at midfield off the chest of Leone. Last minute 39 of the game. Unless Pittsburgh scores. Billy Ronson. High ball. Headed into the left wing boards. Beto launches it back to midfield, headed by Moxham right in front of the Houston bench. Now Ronson ducks it through midfield, turned back for the Hotshots. 1:17 to go. 4-3 Houston, and here comes Kia. Johns heading for the bench on the sprint. Sixth attacker coming on for Pittsburgh will be Johnston. Johnston will be the sixth attacker, and here we go to the last minute 5. Whitman with his foot on the ball, waiting for Johnston in. Crossing ball, not free. Here high is Bobby Johnston. Puts it back in midfield. Now the long volley off the wall. No, Johnston's running gun. Headed by Ronson. No. Snapped off the wood. Cleared back high. Moxham will be the extra attacker now, putting on the... He wants timeout quickly. He's not getting. He's got to go back into the arc before he'll get it. And he finally remembers and does. 32 seconds to go. I thought Chris Kelly did the smart thing there, calling the timeout. He is the sixth attacker.
Or Kelly, did I say Moxham Kelly?
Moxham Kelly. They look very similar, but Kelly there did a great job because 32 seconds left in the game. You have to come up with some kind of play here, and I think Paul Child is going to go to the chalkboard.
Now Ronson will put on the extra attacker shirt. Of course, at any level of soccer, the keeper has to wear equipment that is clearly not the same color and style as the rest of his teammates, and the sixth attacker will put on this, well, shall we say, easily recognizable color.
Yeah, I think that's. I think they're trying to compete with the Hotshots. They have pretty bright. I don't know what color you call that.
Fuchsia. I remember when Peggy Fleming made it big at the Olympics. When was that? About 68 with her fuchsia tights. Sports Illustrated was a riot of color. That's where we all learned what the word F-U-C-H-S-I-A was and how it was pronounced. Fuchsia. Well, a lot of us were a lot more ignorant in 1968 than we are today. Some of us have only slid since then.
This is a critical moment now for the Stingers. If they're going to win this game and tie, they're going to, first of all, tie it up. They have to come up with a clever play here. And the Hotshots have to do a great job defensively because the Stingers are quite capable of scoring a goal with 20-some seconds left.
Ronson now the sixth attacker through midfield. Here's Pryor. 21 seconds to go. Run at midfield. Leone turns it back. Ronson puts the brakes on it. Launches it down to the area. Headed out by Morera. Chest trap by Whitman, or rather by Pryor. He's down. There's a foul. And the Stingers will get the boot. 9 seconds to go. Everybody up here. Houston hanging on to a 4-3 lead. Ronson carries it off the board. Didn't get a shot. Young is there. Pryor steps in. Foul.
That call could have went either way. Either dangerous play on Hotshots or handball
the Stingers.
It'll go handball, and that will pretty well deflate the rest of the opportunities here for the Pittsburgh Stingers as time expires, and that is the end of the game. A game effort toward the end by both teams, both of whom wanted to win. Houston really needed to win after a loss last night to Dallas. Pittsburgh will come off with a split weekend. It goes in the book as a Houston Hotshots win here on a sultry Saturday night in Pittsburgh. The final score at the Civic Arena, and it literally went right down to the wire with Pittsburgh using the 6th attacker. The Houston Hotshots 4 and the Pittsburgh Stingers 3. We'll be back with more from Three Rivers country of Western Pennsylvania in just a moment.
Hey, soccer fans, now you can wear what the Stingers wear. Prime Sports, the official retailer of the Pittsburgh Stingers, introduces all new authentic T-shirts, hats, and jerseys. Prime offers the same genuine apparel worn by the Stingers and licensed by the CISL. You won't find these genuine articles anywhere but Prime Sports. Shop where the Stingers shop, that's Prime Sports. To order official Stingers merchandise, visit a Prime Sports stop near you, or write to Prime Sports Merchandising, or call 1-800-804-PRIME.
Quick, how many words can you think of to describe this limousine? Now, describe this taxi. Pittsburgh Limousine provides clean and comfortable airport transportation for about the same price as a cab. Any questions? Pittsburgh Limousine, the one clear choice in transportation.
On Channel 11 News at 6, we talk a lot about neighborhood news. I want to know what's going on close to home. That's where we live. On Channel 11 News at 6, you'll find a neighborhood story around every corner.
Local kids doing good things for the neighborhood and their community.
It's warm, it's from the heart.
Looking for neighborhood news coverage you can count on?
Pittsburgh is my community.
I care what's going on right here in my city. Look to Channel 11 News at 6 for more news from more neighborhoods, more often.
For the best summer sports action in Pittsburgh, it's Pittsburgh Stingers Indoor Soccer. The Stingers return to the Civic Arena August 18th and 20th for a big doubleheader weekend. On Friday, it's Kick Sports Bottle Night for the first 1,000 kids as the Stingers butcher the Washington Warthogs. On Sunday, there's more Grizzly action as the Stingers take on San Jose. The first 2,000 kids receive a Stingers sticker from Supercuts. For ticket information, call 323-1919. See you at the Hive. Looks like a good old regulation outdoor score there, but it goes to the credit of the Houston Hotshots tonight in Pittsburgh. The final, the Hotshots 4 and the Pittsburgh Stingers 3. It wound up with a goal in the first minute of the fourth quarter that made the difference. Chico Moreira on a rebound of Olivier Finidori's drive, which had been blocked by Pittsburgh goalkeeper P.J. Johns, came right up to the top of the arc. Moreira pulled the trigger and boomed a volley that sizzled right back in the back of the net at 30 seconds of the fourth quarter. That proved to be the game-winning goal. Houston wins for the 5th time this year, 5-11. The Stingers go now to 4-9. David, a game that started off as a slow, deliberate, feeling out affair, came out at the end of the start of the second half. Great balls of fire and great spurts of action the rest of the way. So you knew it was going to be a tight game, and it really, you had a suspicion the way the game was going, it could well have gone into overtime with a tie.
That's right. The game really opened up in the third quarter. We saw 4 goals, perhaps in a span of 7 or 8 minutes. And I think if both teams would have maintained that intensity in offense, we could have seen more goals. But the Stingers coaches have been talking about how many goals they need to win, and the Hotshots won by 1 goal. 4-3 is not a high margin of victory. 7 goals in indoor soccer is nothing, and I think both teams, if they are going to get into the playoffs, need to score more goals.
Stingers averaging a little over 4 on the season, got only 3 here tonight, and Houston wins the game. The final, the Houston Hotshots 4 and the Pittsburgh Stingers 3. We'll be back, and among other things, we'll take a look at Chico Moreira's game-winning goal early in the fourth in just a moment. Stay with us.